and you are watching a tabletop role-playing game. This is Hit the Streets, Defend the Block, a game that is from a Kickstarter that I did earlier in 2019, and it is currently in layout with art in production. It is exciting, super exciting. It's my first book. It is based off of the One Percenter engine. If you've never heard of that game, it's One Percenter is a great game by Creepy Doll Studios. You should check out. This particular game session is all one of the Kickstarter tiers was if folks wanted to back it, then I would run the game as a one-shot for them. And lo and behold, an old buddy of mine, Chris Perrin, a fellow podcaster from way back in the day, Diana Jones award-nominated podcast that we did together, the Cannon Puncture Show. I know, way back in the day when, I don't know, people didn't have many RPGs back then, so it was easier to talk about all of them. Now it's just exploded. How you doing, Chris?
Much less gray. But other than that, I'm good.
There's a reason why this is shaved, so you don't see the gray. I'm a very grizzled kind of individual. Cool, Chris. I'm very excited to have you to play with you. It's been forever. And then, Chris, you invited David Moore. Hey, David, how are you doing?
Hey, good.
Awesome. And then I decided to bring in an all-star to class up the joint, guys. Sorry, it's Jen. Good buddy Jen. Jen is going to be reprising a character that she's played in a few other Hit the Streets games. So we'll have that as our example. And you can see here our character keeper. We use a Google spreadsheet because I'm just that nerdy. I heard you like nerds. I put some nerd on your nerd. So we have spreadsheets for our character keeper. However, we don't really have any auto calcs or anything super fancy because this game doesn't demand it. Cool. So,
We have a guest host. Sorry.
Awesome. No problem. Cool. So, you want me to give you just a minute, Chris?
No, here. I'm going to mute, and I'm going to
walk them through this thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Rock on. Cool. So, David, I'll chat with you real quick. So, the character creation process. There are a few steps. First, we'll make individual superpower beings. I don't refer to them as superheroes because you guys might be just like vigilantes. We don't know. Once you create your characters, you guys are assumed to be a team who have a particular neighborhood that you all patrol. Hey, Chris, everything back?
Hey, yep, everything's good.
Awesome. So, yeah, you create your superpower being or your character. Then we'll go through the process of figuring out a little bit of information about your neighborhood that you guys defend. And then you'll have a rival team that will quickly cook up. And I've tried to streamline this because it's a one-shot. So there are a few things that are already up there for you. But let's go ahead and go through the character creation process. So... first, you kind of start with like a generalized concept. Some people start from these are the powers that I want to have, and some people start from who you are. Just so we're clear, this game is like I normally run it like a PG-13 style game. It's very much inspired by the Marvel Netflix series like Luke Cage, maybe not Jessica Jones because emotionally heavy and makes me very sad, but incredibly good. But Daredevil, Defenders, notice I didn't mention Iron Fist, Punisher even possibly. All of those shows are great. Black Lightning is also really influential for things that I want to happen in Hit the Streets. In this game, you'll create a person who's got a day job, right? Your job is not superheroing because... unless you choose that as your like team purpose, you're not authorized by anyone or anything. You've just chosen to don the mask and fight crime of your own volition, or you may have some reasons that we'll discover in play. So there are aspects of your character that is part of your normal day job. Your normal people can do a thing. And then there are aspects of you that are super, which means you've got powers of some kind. The best way to... Some people will end up coming up with a team role last, so we'll leave that for last right now. So your character consists of a mode, these, you have values in each of these stats, and then you'll start with 2 powers. The powers, I usually like to talk about those first. They're very broad. This is a game that is not, it's not like Champions. Champions is a great game. This is not Champions. The powers are very broad because in this game, you're building a die pool, and if a power can be applied, it's going to add 2 6-sided dice to your roll, right? But by bringing powers into a particular conflict, it's possible that you're going to make it more dangerous. And we'll talk about that when we actually get into the roles. So I just want to give you that broad idea. So the powers that you have, and you'll define them within these broad parameters. You have super stat, which allows you to boost one of these stats here. Instead of starting with a 1, 2, or 3 in it, you'd have a 6. Super movement, which covers everything except for flying, because no one in Hit the Streets Defend the Block can fly, because if you could fly away from your problems, well, you know, you probably would. Defense, which allows you to be good at not taking as much damage as a normal person would in conflict. Perception, mental ability. The difference between perception and mental ability: perception is usually something where you're going to have x-ray vision or keen senses or be able to interface with machines, whereas mental ability gives you powers of illusion or brain blasts or creating invisibility or illusions around people. I've had illusion twice. I will fix that. Body modification. You could change what happens to your body, shrinking, growing, changing the substance of your body, some kind of matter manipulation, everything like that hops under body modification. Gadgetry is a person that can create who's its and what's its that aid them in crime fighting or getting things done to protect their neighborhood. Control covers elemental, plant, or other kinds of control. I've even seen people with control over magic, and well, when we learn about threads, we'll find even a very unique method of control. And then highly trained, which kind of covers your Batman or your Robin. It's a person that is just Olympic level athlete, trained in Krav Maga, etc. Those are the broad powers. And then we'll roll for Spark on our cool little die roller. Right here, we've got a online die roller so we can actually see the physical dice. We'll do that in just a few minutes. And that's about it. So for modes, be normal is stuff that anybody could do. A normal person arguing a parking ticket, working through bureaucracy, talking animatedly about a particular subject. And then be super is the thing that sets you apart, something that you would see on a comic book panel or might be a little bit of an FX budget in a television show. You get 1 in one of these and 3 at the other. We see here that Threads is our example. She has a B super of 3 and a B normal of 1. And it's really just how you think your character is going to approach the world that influences that. And of course, this is a one-shot, but it's very easy to raise your mode down the road with experience points. So do you guys have any ideas around B normal or B super, Chris?
I think I want to be super as my 3.
Okay, cool. So you're right over here. I'll just go ahead and a little drop down there. Dave, what were you thinking?
Given this the way this character seems to be shaken out, I think B normal is probably more likely for him.
Nice. I like it. Thank you. I love it. Perfect. So the stats. The stats are head, jaw, heart, hand, feet, and tools. I've got little pop-ups if you hover over. But head is cognitive functions, thinking, reasoning. Charismatic functions are covered by jaw, talking people into things, persuading, arguing with others, intimidating through speech. Heart is your compassion. Heart is important for recovering spark, which is kind of like your hit points in this game. It's for protecting people, fighting common criminals, connecting emotionally with people. That's your heart. Hands is strength functions, lifting, punching. Here's our grappling rules. It's make a hands roll, That's my grappling rules. We're done. Feat is speed related, movement, dodging, running, jumping. And then tools covers everything else. Riding a motorcycle, shooting a gun, hitting someone with a crowbar. Those are all tools related things. You start with 2 at 3, 2 at 2, and 2 at 1. If you are planning on doing a super stat, that super stat will replace one of the 2s that you've chosen already.
Cool.
So I'll give you guys just a minute, kind of puzzle through that. That's 6 different stats to play with.
So I was kind of thinking about playing a character who and is in no way autobiographical, I swear, but kind of like an older dude who used to be. I was thinking about he used to be awesome. Like I know that this is a game of superpowered beings, but it's street level. I sort of assumed that there would be another tier, like there could be the Avengers out there. Like,
Sure, absolutely.
And so I was thinking about it. I used to be one of those guys, and then like my world kind of went to pot, and so basically he's trying to pick up the pieces.
That sounds great.
And so I kind of like the idea of being sort of centered around a college because for some reason I just pictured this kind of overweight awesome guy trying to pick up the pieces of his life, going back to like night school to get his degree, and trouble just finds it.
That's awesome. He's kind of your Bob Parr if he didn't have a loving wife, and
exactly, yeah.
That's awesome. I like it. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
So I don't know what to do with that necessarily in terms of powers, but I figured that would probably tie into my stats. So I was thinking about almost like a Dresden character. So my powers would be control, and then there was like a gadgets power or something like that. So how he's got Bob the Skull, or he can make the endurance tonic, that kind of stuff.
That sounds awesome. Cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. That works really well. So we'll go with, you wanted to do gadgets, and then what were you thinking about for control? Like, what do you think he has control?
Control magic is what I was thinking.
Oh, Dresden. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So I'll go ahead and turn off there. So you have control over magic.
Okay. Yeah.
David, cool. What were you thinking about from a concept? You mentioned that you might have one in mind.
Well, Jen had mentioned earlier about having college age sort of character, and that kind of got me thinking. He goes to college, but he's probably like in his 5th, maybe 6th year. He couch surfs a lot. When people have asked him what his major is, he's changed it at least 3 times. But as far as anybody knows, he's probably going to graduate this year. But he's just really laid back, and he's he doesn't have innate superpowers. Actually, a friend of mine, Jadzia Axelrod, had a post called "How You Got Your Superpowers" on her blog, and there's a whole bunch, and one of them just stuck out at me for this character, which is: the gloves were metal but moved like fabric when you put them on. Their unyielding surface rippled like liquid over your fingers. Sometimes you forget you have them on. Sometimes when you don't have them on, it feels like something is missing. So that's kind of the idea. Is he's found this pair of gloves in like a chem or a physics lab when he was with a friend, and just kind of put them on impulse. And then, if you ask him, he'll say he forgot to take them off, but he doesn't really remember whether he made a choice to keep them on or not. So he wears them pretty much whenever he's out, but often forgets to take them off. So, but they are the source of his kind of his powers, but he has no idea what they are.
That is a really cool concept. I like that a lot, David. Now, what do you think that these gloves allow him to do? Do they make him like super strong, or do you think that the gloves give him access to some kind of fantastical power? What do you think? What is special about them?
I was thinking if you have the two different powers listed, defense would be the one, probably more like deflection, maybe mixed a little bit with the danger sense so that he can defend. And then power 2 I was thinking about would be along the lines of where was it? Either super movement or super stat, because he's kind of an athletic guy, even though he couch surfs a lot. He's kind of an outdoor kind of guy, so maybe they just enhance his parkour abilities.
Cool. So, do you want to go with super stat? Because that would definitely boost any parkouring that you have. It's pretty flexible. However, you really see the most fun way. I think defense is great, but it's a reactive power. I think it'd be great if you also had a proactive aspect to these gloves.
Sure. Let's do super stat.
Okay. All right. So super stat, and then which stat did you want to boost up to 6?
Okay.
Seems like hands would be.
Yeah, I was gonna put a 3 in hands originally, but sounds like a 6 is where it's gonna go, right?
Absolutely. So we'll just boost that to 6. I'll go ahead and get that in for you. Awesome. So just keep in mind that means that's one of your 2s that's gotten used up. That means that these gloves make you extremely strong, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Got it. Yeah. And then so that uses a 2, not a 3? Okay.
Correct. Uses a 2.
Oh wow, cool. I was gonna put feet of 3 and a heart of 2.
Nice.
Because it gets along with people. Otherwise, it couldn't couch surf a whole lot. Let's see.
You said he was smart.
I mean, if he was really smart, he probably would have graduated by now. Not really, maybe not wise. Let's see. We've got a lot of people with 3. We got 2 people with 3s and tools. So let's leave tools at a 1.
Okay.
And then, sorry for making everybody wait here.
It's no problem. You're moving along quick already. It's no biggie.
Yeah, we can put, let's see, another. Let's see, jaw is carrot. Yeah,
right now you have a 3 left to put in one of these.
Right. I'll put a 3. I'll go ahead and put a 3 in head. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't want to step on people's toes, but it is a small group too.
That's right. Don't worry about it. So that is almost all that you need. So the real job, are we going with college student, David, for your character?
Yeah.
All right. And then, Chris, for your has-been, what were you thinking he or she actually does to pay the bills?
I was thinking like something like tax preparer, like somebody who works at H&R Block. Like, no offense to anybody who works at H&R Block. I just don't know that's the most exciting thing in the world.
Not the most exciting. I would agree. It probably isn't. As a person who stares at spreadsheets all day, I will say it's okay. You can say that. I'm just saying that. Cool. So the only things that are left from character creation right now are the team role. And if you guys wanted to think about that, that's cool. The team role, that is, the way I think of it is like your niche on the team. That's the thing that you do. Often think about Fantastic Four. Like Ben Grimm is kind of the glue, right? And Sue Storm is often the compassionate one, and Reed Richards is the planner or the strategist or the leader, and then Johnny Storm is like the, let's start to say hothead, but like, yeah, he's the daredevil. He's the charismatic one. And so your team role is a thing that helps us to understand what it is that is your thing on the team. It can be very influenced by your power set. It also could just be part of that character's personality. And then whenever you're building a die pool to accomplish something, if you're doing something that kind of fits within your team role, that gives you a benefit. It's very flexible, right? I have some suggested team roles in the book, but I've seen a lot of different team roles. So let's see here. I will bring up the current Google Doc version of the book, just so you guys have an access to see it. If you wanted to just roll a d6, I created 6 different roles: the leader, the glue, the wild one, con artist, the brick, and the strategist. I don't know why I say strategist. Any thoughts that you guys have vis-a-vis a role?
David, what are you thinking?
If you're really stuck, it's always something we can discover in play as well.
Yeah, but I also like, so the right now, right, that what comes to me is the wild brick, but that doesn't quite that doesn't fit. That's 2 roles.
There's only 3 of you, so if you want to be the
Right.
wild brick, as long as you're not edging out our tax preparer.
No.
What makes a wild brick? What makes a brick wild?
I mean, he's definitely a loose cannon, but he's also the one that's going to step in and like take the hits or step in front of someone. But usually the loose cannon isn't there. Yeah, I'm thinking brick is definitely more. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, brick is definitely
good
better.
question, Jen. This is why. So it's one of the many reasons why I asked Jen to join, because she's good at questions.
Yep.
Oh, I just put that in the wrong space. Sorry, David.
That's right.
Place that.
I want to be the glue.
Nice.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I was blah de blah.
Yeah. Well, kind of one of those things where it's like, he's gonna face palm, having to get involved. We'd be like, yeah, like, okay, sit down, son. Let me tell you the way it's gonna be, kind of thing. I see him being kind of reluctantly paternal.
Nice. I like it a lot. Cool. So yeah, David, just whip up a regular name, and of course, you guys need a cape name. The cape name is, your pseudonym, your nom de guerre for when you are fighting crime. Within the book, I give suggestions of like color and activity. Often you might like the couch surfer would be a hilarious name, but you don't really have any couch surfing powers. But like golden gloves, the mitt, the fist, anything along those lines, the gauntlet. Those are things that might be a good cape name for you. And then for Anson Masters, I don't know. Does he still use the superhero?
No.
Superhero? Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was thinking he used to be like the master of mysteries or something like that.
Nice.
But now he's won something much more low key. I don't know what's a good low key name.
Tough one. Let's see. There's a wiki here of comic book character names. They're all old, but they're all in public domain.
Captain Battle.
Oh, there's so many great bad names in here, man. Just crazy. A lot of in the J's, like this one is, let's just say that some of the things that are in public domain are slightly offensive. But in the J's, the number of jungle people is crazy. Jungle King.
I like the Journeyman. Yeah, that works. Let's do the Journeyman. Yeah. Thanks, Jen.
Jen saved us so much time. That
Yeah,
is
2 for 2. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, the hedge wizard? That seems... Nah.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and I would say, unless y'all are really against it, you don't know necessarily that I am this other person. Because he's trying very,
that you were
Okay.
somebody? Okay. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, because he's trying very, very hard to not care to, not take any part in it.
Nice. That is very, very fun and problematic. Sweet. So the last step really for superpower being creation is each of you need to roll a d6. So let me show you how roll for your party works. I love this little thing. Free to use. A fellow member of the Gauntlet community modified some code to create this thing. So all you have to do is you just stick a number into the box to the left of the d6. So you can use the d6p is the one with pips. So to give you an example, that's the regular d6 and a d6 with pips. You can change what your die color is. Jen will not be using this. She has her own dice because I don't know why, but every browser that Jen uses can't use this die roller. We have never figured out why. So there you go. Like it just, you can move the die around with your mouse. And then once you're done, you can either just, re-roll it. Like if you highlight it, it will highlight in orange. You can re-roll that die. You can actually double click it. You'll see it rotates around. And if you're like, oh, I have a bunch of dice, I don't need them anymore, you can just delete the selected. Pretty easy stuff.
Cool.
Is there a code so we can all see each other's rolls, or?
You can. You're all in this website. So it's down here is the rolling room. That's what I'm showing on the thing. And as long as you guys are in this website, you'll see each other's rolls.
Yeah, that makes too much sense.
So Chris, go ahead and roll a d6.
Cool. All right, let me get all this set up. Aha, 1d6. Pips, I think, are terrible, so I'm going to go numbers. 3.
All right, cool. So you start for your spark is 3 plus 1d3. So you got 6 spark. Whoa! Somebody's got a giant head.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to do it while you were away.
That's
I was trying to fit it. Oh, there's the dots. There we go.
Oh, nice. Cool. Good. So you've got a total of 6 spark to start with.
Sweet.
And then David, Dr. Fist. That is a great name. It's a very golden age. It's great.
Yeah, he's just like, what am I going to call myself? It just took forever, and he always wants to be a doctor, but he doesn't think he's going to get there. So just put in a 1 and then submit.
That's all you have to do.
All right. Looks like a 5.
Cool.
There's 2 dice here now.
That's fine.
Okay.
You guys might want to go with a different color to differentiate. I'm going to go ahead and clear the board.
Cool.
Here we go. Jen, roll a d6. She's muted, but she is an awesome die roller.
All right, so that's going to be an 8 total because I rolled 2.
And you rolled a 5, didn't you, David?
Yes.
That's what I remember seeing. All right, cool. So you've got 8 as well. That's a healthy amount of spark for you, friends. Awesome. Your characters, and Chris, just find a pick if you get an option, but I wouldn't stress about it. Don't get stuck on Pinterest. Don't do it. Cool. So what is your team's purpose? This is helpful for getting a bit of an idea of what kind of threats you face. Are you guys as a purpose? Are you secret heroes? You all live locally, have secret IDs to protect your home. That's kind of the default assumption. Heroes for hire. So guild of local businesses pay you or reward you in some way for keeping the neighborhood safe. Kind of like cops. You're not officially on the police squad, but it's close. Like you're authorized vigilantes that they'll turn a blind eye to anything that you do as long as it's not too bad. Tryhards or former sidekicks, definitely not gonna make sense for Chris, but I'm just dying for the day that we get the tryhards who feel like that they're like minor leaguers and they're just gonna make that big Avengers team. Someday, the Atoners, ex-villains trying to improve the lives of folks you once hurt. And then this one Chris is close to. Retirees, you're too old for this crap. But somebody has to get things done. I just want to say this week was the last of a 3-session series that someone else ran of Hit the Streets where they played retirees. It's amazing. It was so great. It was like Glenn Close as a superhero. It was awesome. It really cracked me up. Any ideas you guys have on? It seems like it might be a Secret Heroes, could be a Heroes for Hire.
Yeah, it could be either. I was thinking Secret Heroes, but Heroes for Hire also makes sense for college students.
What do you think, Chris? What are you leaning towards? Secret Heroes with your guy trying to be on the down low?
Yep.
All right, cool. So we'll just go that for the.
By the way, the image search in Google, if you type middle-aged man who is a wizard, is pretty good. Overweight middle-aged man who's a wizard actually has some pretty interesting image results. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there for the listeners. Yeah, it's my PSA for the night. Yeah.
Jen, I like your pre-med fist. I like that. That's awesome.
Sometimes I'll sneak jokes into that chat there, so just
be prepared. Awesome. So let's go through just a few team questions here, things to get things started. So you guys are this group of secret heroes. Who brought most of you together? And again, reminders, we have Threads, Dr. Fist, and the Journeyman. So who do you think was the organizing force to say, hey, maybe we should protect the campus together?
Seems like that would be something the Journeyman would do, right?
Seems like it. Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm reluctantly though, right? So it's more like he witnessed you guys doing it wrong, or like doing it by yourselves, and he's like, okay, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna be a team about it.
Who calls? Maybe we should do a brief introduction of Threads here, just so you guys feel comfy with what Threads is about.
Yeah.
Jim, take it away. Tell us about Threads.
So Threads' birth name is Carol Coates, and she's been able to control fabric since she was a young girl, and she's put a lot of effort over time into mastering her powers. And since this is one of those settings where they're superheroes, and that's just kind of what is done, she's always sort of had it in her mind that she'd be able to use her abilities to help people. So she's a pretty straightforward person, a mild-mannered textile sciences student by day, who works part-time as a seamstress at her local, or the city or neighborhood's local dry cleaners.
That's so great. I just love that you work at the local dry cleaners. That is fantastic. Thank you so much for telling us about Carol Coates. I will love that last name so very much. So who calls the shots for the team, or is the person that will make the hard calls there?
If you're talking about like hard, tough calls, Dr. Fist is not your person, not your guy. So.
Is this something that Threads would do, you think?
Gosh, maybe if somebody's got to make a decision and everybody else has a case of the uhs, I think she'd do it.
That works. I like that.
Awesome. And then does it seem like our wild brick is the one who causes us the most trouble?
I would say so, yeah.
And of course, this is generally questions for a larger team, but who can everyone rely on? The chips are down. It's got to be our glue, right? The Journeyman?
I was kind of hoping, yeah.
All right. And not reluctantly there. No, you totally do it willingly. Yeah. Where do you guys meet up at night before patrolling? Is this a thing where it's somewhere on campus? Is somewhere off campus, at a bar, a rooftop, a parking garage? What do you have in mind for the place where you guys meet up before you go out on patrol?
So I keep thinking of the Mystery Men, where they're meeting in the diner. So like a local Steak and Shake or Waffle House sort of thing. And Dr. Fist, of course, always gets the journeyman to pay for it because he forgot his wallet.
That's classic.
That works.
There's
Yep,
a dog. There's a dog on your lap. I'm not sure if you
There
know
is.
that
Yep.
phrase.
Yep. She wants to be the evil villain.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Okay.
So as secret heroes, how do you guys normally get your missions? You're imagining that it's a thing where you know the populace and they know to talk to you. Is there some kind of app? Is there a Craigslist, like need help with X? Do you listen to the police band radio? What do you imagine is how you guys find out about it?
Can they talk to the short order cook at the diner?
Yes.
Is everyone okay with that?
I'm into
Yeah.
it. That's cute. I like it.
I think it'd be cool. Yeah, it's either that or we just go out on patrol and hope we find something. So
I like it. Sweet. So let's talk about your rivals, and then we're going to do a little bit of map stuff. Then we'll take a break. Okay.
cool.
Then when we come back from break, we'll jump straight into some action. So, what is the name of your rival team? We're just gonna randomly. I have 11 names there. Somebody roll 2d6.
I'll get it. Unless
Go for it.
someone's already on it. 12.
A 12er.
Should've
Okay.
saved
Oh man. Team's purpose. Hold on. 12 is the Impact Squad. Your rivals are the Impact Squad. Why are your teams rivals? Why are you guys rivals with the Impact Squad? Are these guys like college age, all bright and shiny, or what do you imagine? Why do you?
They're sponsored and we're not. Impact Squad 1000% sounds like something that you would name like a college-sponsored student superhero team.
Yeah,
They're going to make an
absolutely.
impact in the community. High impact.
I
High
think,
impact learning.
yeah, and I think the journeyman, put the kibosh on it if you don't want it, Chris. But I think the journeyman used to be part of the Impact Squad.
Like I was an alumni way back when I was in college, kind of thing, and then graduated to the real, and then came back, kind of.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm
like
good with that. Yeah.
Now we have the sidekicks, except they're the rivals. This is perfect. It's all coming together. I love it. Who has a relationship of some kind with one of the rivals? Could be a family relationship, could be a romantic relationship, or a former romantic relationship. But who's got some kind of personal connection with a member of the Impact Squad, which will define based on the parameters of your relationship?
How about my ex-wife's son? Or my ex-wife's new husband's son?
Oh, wow.
Anyone okay? We okay with that?
Yep.
I mean, otherwise I was going to propose that the leadership, like the faculty leadership of the squad, keeps like trying to tap you for expertise.
I'm good with that too, because it would force me to have to constantly be hiding who I am.
Nice.
Yeah, that works.
I don't have your journeyman's because it would be not from journeyman, Anson Masters
Yeah, the Master of Mysteries.
from.
So that was your pre-retiree name.
Yes. Yep.
Love it. What do your rivals have that you don't? I think we've already answered that just by what they are, right?
Yep.
Money, legitimacy,
Respectability.
wide open excuse slips.
Fantastic. And what weakness of theirs do you often take advantage of or exploit?
Overconfidence or reliance on their support?
I feel like they definitely have to like get approval before they do ops.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
They have to like talk to a professor about it.
I was also
like-
thinking that maybe Malik couch surfed on at one of their apartments at one point and got their hideout club base of operations, got the access codes to it, so we can go in and hang out there or get info from their computer systems.
Well, I'm going to stick that up in the relationship of some kind as well, then. Malik once couch surfed with a team member.
Cool.
That is great. Okay, cool. We're almost done. I'm going to go ahead and here. Now, because we're talking a lot about a college, this may change the process for our map, but we'll jump in and modify as we need. So I'm going to try to make this big enough and easy to see. So let me fit. No. Okay, let me zoom out. Oh, that's way too much. Sorry, hold on a sec. Have it fit. All right, that's just going to be the way it is. All right, there we go. A little better. So, in this step of world creation, you guys will build out your neighborhood. I've started with a main street. We've got a bunch of shapes over here. We're going to keep it nice and general. It's not going to be beautiful, but you'll be surprised at how fun this can turn out to be. Main Street, of course, is just to give us a starting point. I added in a few extra streets, but feel free to delete any of those. And let me make sure that everybody is in here. So I'll drop that link in. It's also at the bottom of the team page of the character keeper. And so we'll start with Jen, if you don't mind. We'll have you go first for threads. If you could create or drop a building on any of these streets, and that'll be the place you currently live.
So I think I'm gonna go here and dupe. Or maybe it's, you know what, it's like this.
Nice.
Because nothing says dorms quite like parking in the front.
Yeah. Those are dorms for sure. Are we going to call them the Kessingland dorms? Does that sound good?
Yeah, no, I like that.
All right, cool. So we'll just grab that from a name suggestion. I'll add a text box for you.
And then there's probably a rival dorm like right next door.
Of course. There has to be a...
Wortman
dorms? I like that.
Yeah.
Mort?
dormy. Yeah.
Mortman?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wortman.
Wortman.
West. Yeah. Yep. There you go.
I love it. Cool. So, Chris, will have you go next if you're ready.
Okay.
So go ahead and if you want to be on a nearby street, we'll just kind of call this, maybe this is the campus area, because why not? Let's just lean into it.
Certainly. So I think that should be the green. Like the common area where they have protests and barbecues and that kind of stuff.
Like
Cool.
the mall.
What's that?
The mall, as they
Yeah, exactly.
some of the places. Yeah.
The quad. We're going streaking to the quad.
Go streaking.
As is good and proper.
Sweet.
That was the thing where I went to college. The coldest day of the year would be naked running around the quad. So
That's college for you.
that's college for you.
Yeah.
Yep. It was
Yeah.
co-ed too, so at least they were open to everybody.
Well, sure.
That's great. Sweet. So where do you think, where is it that the journeyman lives, though? I like the we've added the quad, but I want to know where's his home.
Journeyman's got to be not on campus housing.
It's true.
There you go. That's where I live.
Oh, you're right off Main Street?
Yeah. Oh, that is a good point.
I mean, he could have a condo or something above a shop or something.
And, you were a superhero, so theoretically you might actually have
you got a retirement thing?
A retirement thing, yeah.
He dips in his 802. It's a 401, but it's super, so it's twice.
But I definitely, to keep the Dresden thing going, it's got to be a basement. But I like the basement of an antique bookstore or something like that.
Ooh, antique bookstore. Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see. Why don't we call it? Oh, I'm going to steal this from Freedom City from Mutants and Masterminds. The Never Ending Story will be the name.
Nice. I like it.
I like that. I liked that. Cool. And it's for gently used and well-loved books.
Yes.
And he lives there, so we'll just say that you live underneath. And where are you currently staying, Dr. Fist?
Probably, I think I'm staying probably around here. Try and get this more or less lined up. In the we'll call it the Old Coast Brownstone.
Nice. How'd you end up in a brownstone? That seems classy.
Well,
it's not yours.
It's not mine. I'm not paying for it.
What'd you call it again? The Old Coast?
Old Coast.
That's cool. And this is an apartment off campus apartment kind of deal? Is that what you're thinking? Or
yeah, I'm thinking that. Like, given the way this map looks, it almost looks like the upper right is where the campus kind of starts. I don't know if, and then like the townies live on the other side. So this is almost like on the townie side.
Well, that makes sense.
Maybe.
Yeah, I like it.
The line that is diagonal, that's not the one that's 90 degrees to Main Street. I don't know what everybody else would think, but that almost looks like a railroad track to me. Just
this
like,
one?
Yeah, just like split the town in half.
Nice. So you're from the wrong side of the tracks.
Right. And of course the brownstone's right next to the tracks.
Yep, makes sense.
So it's, 3 a.m, ding 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 ding, because I'm right across, right next to the road.
I'm just going to call it Reading Railroad because I've played a lot of Monopoly in my day.
Nice.
Awesome. Oh. All right, I like that a lot. So we've got our dorms, we've got the quad, we've got the kind of off-campus housing. So it kind of feels like that might be the end of officially campus here. Way down here on Main Street is the Never Ending Bookstore. Let's juice this up with just a little bit more detail. Let's see, what's a landmark or defining place? Jen, let's stick in a landmark or defining place. Oh, you've got to stick your cleaners too. Yeah, so let's start with that. What the place where you work, your cleaners?
All right, so there's that. Good old Sterling Garment Care.
Yes, Sterling Garment Care is the best name.
I think yep. Kind of like that.
Ooh, what's that?
It's sort of this Weathervane construction.
Some kind of art thing, art installation.
Yeah. People call it the Weathervane.
Love it.
Is it like so? Purdue West Lafayette, where I went to college, had the clock tower, and that was the landmark that everyone going home drunk would navigate by. Is that what the Weathervane is to this campus?
Basically.
That's awesome.
Like you can buy a book of checks with an image of the Weathervane on it. Too. That kind of thing.
Nice. Yep.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, and we need our diner.
Yeah, we need our diner. Is that all slightly off campus? We want to put it up here in the north, or do we want to stick it? Yeah, I like that. That's
good.
Yeah.
What do we call this diner?
That's a great
Hmm.
name. Here's some names: Speedies, Wallflower Diner, A Taste of Heaven, Rascal Rally, The Diner Train. Nope, none of those. Nope, none of those are great.
Doesn't catch for me.
Nope.
Sorry.
Kim's Place, the
Breakfast Caboose.
Yes.
Winner. Chicken dinner. I should just sit quietly for Kim's genius to pour.
No, I need a nice influx of ideas that won't work.
Exactly. I'm just here to provide all the no's so someone will spark up with a yes. Breakfast Caboose Diner. That's great. I want to eat at a Breakfast Caboose Diner now.
I mean, in Lansing, there was a place called Clara's. I'm sure it's still there. But it's a restaurant that they built into an old train station. And some of the cars of one of the trains that used to run on the track are still attached to it, and they are additional semi-outdoor dining.
Cool.
Is that Lansing, Michigan?
Yeah.
Nice. I almost went to Michigan State.
I lived and worked basically right across from Michigan State for many years.
Cool. Good town. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's see. Weathervane. I think we've got. Is there anything that you feel like is missing here?
I would just say that the place I work for is probably pretty close to where.
Yeah. Let's figure out where you
works.
work. Let's drop it in there. Where do you want your? Is it like an H&R Block type deal, or is it a knockoff H&R Block?
Yeah, I was thinking imitation H&R Block.
Sweet.
It's like H&Y Tax Pros or something.
I love that it's a tiny, tiny little thing.
Yep. Anonymity, my friend. Anonymity.
Ooh, these look very college-y.
Yep, I figure we need some college buildings, upends.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick in a stadium of some kind because I just.
Yeah.
A big stadium. Let's see. So a rounded square would work just well enough for that. We'll make it like the football field. Oh my goodness, guys! We have to know, what is the mascot of this college?
The Weathervanes.
Oh wow! Are they the Cocks? Wait, I don't know why they.
The Weathercocks?
Weathercocks?
The Workman Weathercocks?
Workman Weathercocks. This amazing.
There we go.
It's perfect in every way. All right. Anything else we're missing? Anything else is very college-y. I'd say we'll need a library.
So is this Wortman College?
I think it is. Call that the library. We're gonna name it DeBrom. DeBrom Library. That work for you guys?
Sure.
Yep.
This is amazing. I've never had a college-based game hit the streets. It's weird, and I love it.
Breaking new ground.
Always. Cool. Last call before we take break. Anything else you guys want to stick in here that we're missing?
I feel like we need a pizza place.
I
So
think-
there's a pizza place. Yeah.
There's a pizza place. All right. Is that our pizza place? No, that's Sterling Garment Care.
Right
Is it
here.
pizza place?
Right there. The orange rectangle.
Yeah. It needs to be right by campus. I love it. It reminds me
Right.
of a pizza place near my old stomping grounds. What are we going to name this sucker?
How about Impact Pizza?
Impact Pizzas. It sounds like it would make you sick. That sounds like a kind of place that you go after the bars have closed.
How about the lust for crust?
The lust for crust. I think that wins. That works.
Yeah, I think Lust for Crust is the way.
I all credit is from the fantasy name generator site. They have a pizzeria name generator.
I would never have guessed they had such a thing, and I love them for it. That is great. All right, so we've got dorms, old coast apartments. We got where you guys all live. We have where people. Do you have a job, by the way, Dr. Fist?
Sometimes, he's probably got some sort of like staff campus sort of job. Think what would he do? He's probably got a little bit of programming ability, a little, like web stuff, but probably just more of an office job that is, like working for the library administration.
Oh, okay, cool. So you just work at the Brom then?
Yeah.
Nice reincorporation. Okay. We've got a library. We've got our football stadium. We've got a bunch of like various buildings, science building, lit building, all that good stuff. Dorms. Got the crazy quad here. Oh, much better. Thank you for that. Got our tax prep bookstore. This is good. Anything you guys think we're missing?
I think we're good.
All right. It is currently 7 after. Let's go ahead and take a nice, healthy 10-minute break. When we come back,
Cool.
We're going to jump straight into some action. So
Nice.
will see you guys in 10.
Sounds good. See you soon.
See ya.
So have you started buying digitals of the manga you were talking about before?
I bought the ones that I haven't read yet, so it's like volumes 14 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
But I have not started replacing my old collection yet. I'm going to try to do that slowly over time.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to go anywhere as long as it's digitized.
Yep.
Take your time.
What manga were you reading?
It's called Woku. It's an alternate history manga set in the shogunate era of Japan, and it's the basic premise is, what if there was a disease in sort of the high shogunate era of Japan that wiped out 75% of the male population of Japan. And what would that do to society? And it centers around, like, one of the first political reactions to it being the installment of a woman as shogun. Although at first she's posing as a man.
Interesting.
Because she's, I think, like the illegitimate daughter of the current shogun. So she gets put on that seat.
Got it.
Yeah.
Is that Oku the Inner Chambers? Is that the full name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and the Oku itself is basically the shogun's concubine quarters.
Got
So
it.
that's another sort of framing device, as the purpose of those chambers changes and develops throughout this crisis. It's and like midway through the series, it's briefly this medical drama, but like Western evidence-based medicine is fucking illegal.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yes. Because Japan was extremely culturally isolationist and anti-Western, and like had a rough relationship with a Dutch outpost. Basically, they gave the Dutch a little island to occupy and do trading, but like common people couldn't learn Dutch. Things like that. So yeah, it's a super interesting look through that history, along with like a bunch of character-based melodrama, and it's generational. So the characters you start with, they're definitely not the characters you're going to read about by chapter 15.
Gotcha.
That concept different, but like initially the pitch was reminded me of Why the Last Man, but 75% means there are some male, which is really interesting too.
Yeah, and it radically changes the roles that men and women play, both in government and socially, because then afterwards men are seen as being like physically strong, but weak and delicate when it comes to disease.
Oh wow, that's
and things. So like boys are kept in the home and not really allowed to work very much, and get married off in particular ways because there's a shortage of them.
wow.
And
It just flips the whole script. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it does a good job not trying to pretend like role reversal is some kind of justice. Because, yeah, there's still plenty of empathy for people on either side of things.
So what book is this?
Woku, the Inner Chambers. It just recently went digital, and I've been collecting it in Dead Tree format but I like going to digital whenever I can to save shelf space because I live in an apartment.
I just find that if I like the access of digital so much better. Like there was a book I was really struggling to read for work that they gave me a Dead Tree edition for, and I never had it with me. I never had it with me. I finally bought it in electronic format and had it like everything I needed to read from it done in 2 days.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 100% with you on digital.
Just the other day, so every Wednesday I meet with some buddies down when we all eat downtown. We'll pick a place, and it's called Nerd Lunch because we're all gamers of some stripe. And I was waiting for them. Turns out at the wrong restaurant because I was at My Burger and they were at the Burger Place, which was one building over. But that doesn't matter. I was waiting for them, and I knew that it was comic book day, so I bought a comic, downloaded it to my phone, and read it while waiting for them. Just like, this is the greatest thing. And by doing the guided view, like a phone screen is big enough for a panel of a comic. Like I can't read it, portrait form, but guided view where it just does each panel filling the whole screen. It's awesome. I was like, this is miraculous. I love this. But we should play a game. I could gab. So
that's part of gaming is gabbing too. So.
It can be.
True.
It's
A little bit of table talk is essential.
Yeah.
To tabletop. There you go.
It's good. It's good. So we will start off with. Oh man, I think I deleted. Did I delete the Wortman? So you guys at Wortman College, and I think we're going to start off with you guys in your civilian guises. We'll say it's like a Wednesday. Anson, why is it that you are currently on campus, and how do you arrive on campus?
I am running late, and I'm in a huff because I have not studied for this test nearly as much as I should have, which annoys me, but life just decided that it wasn't going to let me.
Wait a second. What kind of test would an old man who's a tax preparer be taking?
So I'm trying to get my MBA so that I can start my own business. And because my boss is a jerk, like bosses, so.
Cool. So wait, you're just taking a few extra.
Yeah. So I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like something that I should want to do. It sounds like people who have their lives together that aren't magicians do.
So, leaning into the Dresden trope, do you have how is technology around you? Totally up to you how you want that to go.
I don't think there's any obvious tells, right? So if things want to get a little glitchy, it's not like Blue Beetle or like a cell phone blows up. But it might be a fun complication down the road. Like if I'm in my power, there's unintended consequences kind of thing.
I like that. I like that. Cool. And so is this like a business class that you're taking?
Yeah, and it's probably like intro to economics or something like that. And I'm just sucking at it because it's not my thing, really. Like I'm a magician and I don't know anything about economics.
How did you get a job at a tax prep place? That's amazing.
I think, don't they have like really low barriers to entry? Like you take a 6-week course or something like that. You're a tax preparer. As long as you develop the software. Yeah, I mean that's my understanding of the way a lot of those things work. So,
it's true in this world.
Sweet. Okay, that works. All right. Yeah. I'm definitely wearing a short sleeve button up shirt and tie because that's what I do.
Sweet. So I'm going to say that like your intro to economics just happens to be a class where Matt Anderson, who you know because of the faculty staffer for the squad, that Matt Anderson is a member of the Impact Squad.
Sure.
Matt's power set is enhanced speed, agility, kind of Captain America level. He's known as the All-American.
Nice.
And he doesn't have a shield, but he does wear. He's totally All-American. And because he's part of the Impact Squad, like he has a cape. He can't fly, but he has like a short one of those like little half capes, you know, like the top part of Captain Marvel's cape thing. Apple pie helmet, yes, definitely got the helmet going on. But Matt's there taking intro to economics. He's got the physical package. He's struggling just as much as you. He's big guy. He's like 6'4", just corded muscle everywhere. He wears a polo shirt that maybe was the right size for him before he just hit another growth spurt. So it's a little tight on him, and he sits near you. And every time he moves, the desk groans a little bit with protestation. And there you guys are. You come in late. And the class is already going. There's all kinds of stuff that's written up on the board. This is kind of just like a couple of intro panels. So where is it that Anson normally sits within the classroom?
Like third row from the back.
Okay, nice.
Because I'm assuming this is like a big lecture hall kind of thing. So I don't know why. I guess that's where I took my econ class. It was a big, 200-person hall.
I love it. That is great. So yeah, you're in back. You're struggling a little bit, and that's it. We just wanted to see that's the zinger, the intro to see Anson is day to day. We've got you placed on campus at the business building, which I'm thinking if we look at our map is probably one of those buildings on the top, like the northern side above Thread's dorm. So we'll say that this was, a 9 a.m. class. We cut across the campus. Where is it that Dr. Fist, aka Malik Shah, where would we find you at a Wednesday at 9 a.m.? Does he have a class then, or is he cruising campus? What is he doing?
Wednesday at 9 a.m. That's way too early. He is probably asleep on the couch in the Old Coast Apartments. He probably should be at the library starting work, but they know his schedule and he does good work there, so they don't mind if he rolls in around 10:30.
Cool. So we open with the Old Coast Apartments. You're couch surfing. So maybe is this a thing where you think there are like 2 or 3 roommates here at this particular apartment?
Yeah, and he's kind of like in the front room, just kind of sprawled out on the couch. They're all there's probably one person that's about to leave for their class. The other 2 have already left. He'll lock up after Malik will lock up after he gets up and leaves. But yeah, most of the time, right now, he almost has the apartment to himself. He's just got like a sheet kind of half thrown over him, just snoring away.
All right. So we'll say Joey Stonebick's one of the roomies. He's got his backpack. He's already made the waffles and everything. He's tossed one waffle in his mouth. He's kind of crunching on it as he starts to walk away. And he kicks the couch and says, "Hey, Malik, there's a waffle in there with your name on it, okay?"
Huh? What? Oh, yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah,
lock up when you leave?
Yep.
Nice.
Malik will actually get up. Food is important to college students, and probably the toaster waffles, not like fresh waffles, right?
Right, not like fresh waffles, totally. I think it's the like toaster waffles where it's like 4 mini waffles, so you drop it in like a piece of bread kind of deal.
Gotcha.
And he broke it in half, and so you've got 2 mini waffles there. It's probably not enough to keep you fed.
No.
What is the most interesting thing that we see on the fridge here at this particular apartment that you're currently staying in?
Probably a reminder about physics exhibition, and it's been put together with it's going to happen sometime later this week, but there's some equations on it, and Malik has actually corrected one of the equations that the student flyer had on it. He's actually in Sharpie corrected it with the actual value. So so it was incorrect before, but there's maybe a visiting lecturer.
Awesome, visiting lecturer. I like that. So as you're there munching on the waffle, we see that physics exhibition that's coming up. We'll say that Stace, another one of your roomies, she comes out and she's listening to the local radio station on her phone. It's like it's we'll say that it's the Cock Radio station, because it's the local college radio station. They call themselves, the Wortman Weathercocks college radio station, AM 530 on your dial, and they're giving the morning report. And there is on the slightly disjointed, on the spot reporting live from the Wortman dorms, where they're walk radio. I love it. So Wortman dorms, there was an altercation the previous night, and I think that we'll say that the guy Andrew, who's the reporter, is saying, and anyone on campus, you have to come by Wortman 2, because second story they have it all blocked off, but you've got to see it's a huge hole in the wall. I've never seen anything like it. It's like I don't know if a bomb went off or what. And I talked to a few students here, and they said there was a fight and somebody got thrown through it. And campus security isn't talking about it. So we're going to keep working on that, trying to figure out what happened. If anybody knows any tips, just call the cock. Walk the cock. You can just call into the station. We'll put you on live, and we've got free tickets to the badminton tournament that's coming up later this week. You guys are welcome to come in the badminton tournament, and so we just want to know what happened here at Wortman 2. And Stace looks over at you and she's like, "Wow, I'm not going with that. That sounds weird. Do you know what happened?"
No. Sounds like I don't know. Last time I was in a dorm, there were guys playing fruit golf. So, taking fruit from the commissary there and just hitting it with the 9-iron. But holes in the side of the wall, that's a new one for me.
It's probably some frat thing.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe I'll swing by on the way to work.
Cool. Hey man, if you find out what it is, just let me know.
Yep. Sounds good. Sounds good.
I'm going to head to my Ken lab. I think I'm already late. And then she'll cruise out of there.
Yeah, I think you are. Or you will be.
Yeah, it's cool. And she's wearing fuzzy slippers. And you can see she's got a sleeve, and imagine she's got kind of the style where her hair is chop cut and then shaved on one side. Yep. Yeah, and it's over. And she just doesn't even grab her backpack. She just gets a pencil and heads out. It's like one of those pencils that's used to be a pencil and now it's like a gnawing instrument, because she just chews on it while she's not taking notes. And
cool.
Stace heads out.
Cool.
So let's zip over to see Carol Coates. So Carol, you're in the Kessingland dorms. What class do you have on a Wednesday morning?
Oh, on a Wednesday morning, it's probably construction lab, which basically means I'm sewing. I'm doing a lot of sewing and using a serger and cutting and sewing.
Nice. So yeah, we see several panels of you cutting and sewing, going through all the process. Is Carol like super talented and nonchalant about this, or is this the thing where she just like is intensely super into it? What does it look like when she's doing her thing here?
She's very good at it, and she really enjoys herself.
Nice.
And I think maybe we see one quick little set of panels where, you know, she holds something up and like it's not perfect. And like she gives it a bit of a tut-tut sort of look, and it shifts and it looks perfect, but then she's like, no. And then it's just back to looking not entirely perfect again.
Because she wants to make it perfect, not use her powers to make it perfect, right?
It's not for this right now.
Gotcha.
You know, she's not on the clock. She's not, how do I put this? There's no real pressure to use her powers here, so she wants to just do it like everyone else does it.
Nice.
Cool. So I think as you are making it not perfect, you get a phone call. It is from, we'll say it's from Mr. or Miss Barzig, who is the current owner of Sterling Garment Care. Ms. Barzig. She's.
I'll excuse myself to answer the call.
Cool. And so Ms. Barzig says, Carol, sorry, I know you're in class right now. I hate to do this, but we had 2 people call in sick. We're very short today, and it's a lot of back order. Is there any chance you could come in early today?
Yes, I can. I don't know exactly how much my instructor wants to give me today as far as, you know, instruction or anything, but I'll see what materials I can get a hold of, and I will call you when I'm en route, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. She's very busy, but we'll see.
That's okay. You'll see me soon, okay?
Okay. Thank you. And then she hangs up. So do you want to try to talk your way out of this with the instructor to head in?
Sure, but first I'm going to complete my assignment by cheating with my powers first.
Let's see it. Okay, so this is our first die roll. If you head down to the bottom of the team tab, you can see all the difficulties. This is going to be a typical use of your powers. So we'll build your die roll. You're being super, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll start with 3. Are you being a little bit of a con artist looking at your team roll since you're trying to sneak and cheat a little bit here?
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely appropriate.
Which of the stats do you think you're using here? Are you using tools? It sounds like you're just using your power. So is it hands? Or what do you think?
I mean, the sewing machine is not going to slow me down that much. So tools might be good.
Okay.
Head might be good.
All right. Well, which one do you think most applies? Sounds like maybe if you're using a sewing machine, we'll just stick with tools.
Okay, let's.
So that, and then your control gives you 2 more. So you are rolling 3 + 3 + 1 + 2, 9 dice against a difficulty of 2.
Oops.
It's a lot of 6s. You are looking for evens in this game. It is not like It's not 4, 5s, or 6s. It's 2s, 4s, and 6s.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. No one is the wiser. You are masterful at it looks way too good. When you hand it in, I think that the teacher, he looks at it, he just like, I'm so glad I don't grade on a curve, because you would be dead. You would blow the curve.
I'm sorry, I guess. Do we have
not
any
from
reading
me.
for next week?
Oh, yes, of course we have some reading. Hold on. I flipped through a few pages. This is chapter 42 on textiles.
Okay.
It's a good one.
All right. I'll see you in 2 days.
Wow. You never leave early.
Sorry, I got some emergency calls. Apparently everyone's called in sick.
I mean, you pay to be here, so what do I care?
Thank you. All right, have a good day, guys.
Cool. The rest of the sewing class kind of waves, and when you head out, you end up walking past Wortman 2 on the Wortman dorms, and you see they've got lines up, do not cross, not police. They don't have police security lines up, but you can see that huge area where all the concrete blocks have been busted out. They've got they've thrown up some kind of tarp so that you can't like look directly into the particular dorm room where it took place, but it looks like someone threw like a smart car from the inside of the place to the outside. What do you do?
Yeah, as I'm trotting around, I'm like getting my phone out and balancing my leather bag on my shoulder, and I rubberneck a little bit and try to sort of peek around the tarp. Like, what kind of crowd is around me right now?
There's some people taking pictures, stopping. There's people just kind of standing there with Starbucks cups, just like talking about what the heck that is. One person taking a selfie with themselves by it, and posting it on Insta. Some construction folks are there, but it's more like they're doing the pre-work prep than actually getting down to business. They pay by the hour, so they're very thorough, aka slow. Yeah.
So if it looks like somebody or something got thrown out of the building,
it does. I mean, just as a precursory glance.
Where did it land?
That is a great question. So when you look around, why don't we go ahead and put that to a roll either? We'll call it a good difficulty to try to find where that fell down. I think this is something kind of normal, right? It's a little bit of sleuthing. Yeah. And you're trying to perceive something, so we'll do that with head. Don't think you're using any powers, so this one is... Maybe I will not make that a good difficulty. I think typical. It was a pretty big landing in, and I think you're going to find the spot, but picking out any particular details is what the die roll is about.
Yeah. Although I will say, like, once I've found the spot, I'm going to be like, is there any fabric in the hole? Any torn bits of something? And what kind? But
nice.
Let's find the hole first. All right, 2 hits.
Okay, cool. So you're able to find the spot. It's a crack in the pavement in the sidewalk, bit of sidewalk. It took a while because the trajectory was all wrong. It's way farther out than you would have imagined. And what you see is just like a single impact point and then cracks around the pavement. So whatever came out wasn't large. It wasn't large enough to make that level of explosion. It doesn't really add up.
Huh. Well, now I'll definitely squat over the crack and take a couple pictures and see if
fabric perception.
Any fabric to perceive.
All right. I love it. That will be, and we're going to cut away from you after the result of this die roll, but we will call that a typical difficulty as well.
All right. I feel like I'm being super, using my head, and using my perceptive power.
All right. 7 dice.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3 hits.
Cool. Now, before we go any further, I just want to circle back to say that spark thing that I mentioned before that you guys rolled to see what you start with. At any time, you can spend spark to add more dice to any die roll that you wish, which is nice to have a little power of reserve. However, the problem is if you ever run out of spark, then you lose the ability to be super until you refresh it. And refreshing this works very similar to Lady Blackbird in that you just need to have scenes where you either bond with your other team members or you go do something good for your neighborhood. And we can talk about those when we need them. But I just wanted to kind of plug that in. That's one of the things you do with Spark. 3 successes. You find the fabric of a shoe. That is some kind of shoe print in the middle of that. Because it's sidewalk, it's not like you can see the print of itself, but it is a shoe landed there.
Okay,
make sense?
Cool. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So let's cut away from Anson coming out of Intro to Economics. You don't think you did well on that test?
Nope.
Yeah, and as you are, do you have any other classes, or is it just like dip in for this class and then head to tax prep?
Yeah, I figure I'm headed to tax prep.
Nice. Well, as you're headed to tax prep, you happen to run into Carol. I would imagine you guys know each other in your regular guys. Are you okay with that? I mean, I imagine that Anson, they know Anson is Anson. They just don't know he was the master of mysteries, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. So
and they know me as the journeyman too, right? So
right.
Yeah. So yeah.
And I'll
fill me in.
I'll definitely snag Ansem while I'm on my way.
Hi, what's up?
Hey, did you see what happened outside the dorm?
No, what happened outside the door?
Well, there's a big hole in the outer wall of the first floor. I mean, like a smart car drove through it big.
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. It's more like second floor, like it's up.
Okay, like, so, that's what I said instead. I said the right thing.
So what?
Looks like it was a person that blew through and landed on the sidewalk, like 40 feet away.
Was it a smart car or a person?
It's like the hole is the size of a smart car, but I found the impact point where whatever made that hole landed, and whatever landed were shoes. Probably past season Reeboks. I think 2017.
I don't know what that means, but okay. I have 20 minutes left to be to work. You want to show me where this thing landed?
Trust me, you'll see it when you get there. Go ahead and take a look. I've got to get to work myself.
Okay. All right, so I'll go check out. I'm assuming I get a rough diagram of where the shoe.
You can find it.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. She gives you an idea of where the shoe print is, and sure enough, it's there. They've got a couple of cones around it, and it just looks like somebody came up and dropped like a jackhammer in the middle of the sidewalk, and it's snapped a bunch of it. I think Malik comes rolling around because we haven't seen David in a while. It would be nice. So
yep. After Stace actually left the apartment, he made sure she was gone, but then he actually would others would be surprised at how fast he would be moving, but he ran to that area And then when he started getting in sights of crowds, he kind of, slowed to a mosey. But is searching around there. So
Yes. Hey, Malik. I'll wave him over.
hey,
Hey. Can you make everyone look at that way?
what? Wait, what?
Just trust me in this. Like, they need to look over there. Like, not at this giant.
Not at
hole
you.
Right there.
Okay.
It's not me. I'm not doing anything.
So you were okay. So yeah, so Malik just starts heading over toward where the hole is.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of ducks under the police tape, and
Sure.
just like looks up at the thing, and then just starts kind of parkour, kind of climbing the side of the building, kind of making a spectacle of himself.
It's awesome. I think there'd be a guy who's like, "Hey, man, what do you?" He's got the like a coveralls, like he's part of the construction crew that works specifically for the campus, and yeah, he'll like this is less about you parkouring and more about you just trying to create a distraction, right?
Right.
Cool. I don't think it necessarily needs to be a die roll. I think that trying to parkour your way up to this is definitely going to draw the attention of some people, and it'll buy a little bit of time for. Now, one of the other things that you can do with Spark is if, let's say that you wanted to say, this is how I'm helping Chris do this thing, you could kick him a Spark. So again, stolen from Lady Blackbird. You could spend one of your Spark and its color for how you're helping this other person, but we'll see what the journeyman wants to do here. Now he's got a little bit of time. Yeah,
spending the Spark, is that before or after the roll?
Oh, great question. It's you can do it after. I've allowed it after the roll, kind of thing. Like I almost missed out. Oh well, I'll kick in this just a little bit to help you get there. But the Spark is an extra die, so it's no guarantee. Yeah,
gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So, and by the way, Malik is fully expecting people to try and chase him down. So his two routes of trying to escape is either continuing to climb up the side of the building and then try and get down from the roof, or go through the dorm room where this hole came through and then just kind of escape out of side door of the building. Out of the building.
That is awesome. Okay, well, we'll deal with that in just a second. That sounds. I almost want to have a conflict now just to see you do crazy parkour antics. But so, Journeyman, you've got a moment to yourself here.
So I'm going to use my gadgets. I'm going to pull out a stick of peppermint gum and chew it up and exhale. And when I exhale, it like creates like a hologram of what happened. So I can recreate the scene. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to introduce tension to this role because you're doing something that you're messing with magic. You're using superpowers. Something could go wrong, especially if we're using Dresden as a model for our magic. So what happens when tension is in effect is the die rolls are the same. You build a die pool and you're rolling, but now any ones that you roll up to the difficulty of the roll that you're making will draw down your Spark. Okay. So this could be like psychic damage or a blowback from the magic that you're trying to use. So you have 6. I'm going to set this as a good difficulty of a 3. You're using magic, so you're definitely being super.
Yeah.
And you're using gadgetry, so it sounds like tools makes sense, right?
Okay.
So that's 6, 3 plus 3. And then gadgetry is its own power, so that's 2 more dice. That's 8 total dice without using any Spark. Your difficulty is a 3.
I'm feeling good. I'm going to try to roll just the 8 dice.
All right. I'm going to share screen so we can all watch that die roll.
Let me know. So that's wow, 6 hits.
That is there are only 3 different results of all those dice. And 2 of the results are extremely successful. That is awesome. So what does it look like when you construct it? Like, is the hologram, is it like a matrix? Is it very detailed? Is it something like, only you can see? What's it look like?
No. And that's why I wanted him to do the distraction, is that as I blow out, it's like the FX budget, right? So I'm blowing out like a cloud of smoke almost,
Mhm.
and that takes the shape of whatever this thing is, right? So I can kind of see the wall explode out and this thing kind of pop out. So.
Nice. So what you see in this kind of rewinding of time hologram that you've created and this is magic, not technology, right? Your gadget is just okay.
Yeah, hologram was a shorthand for.
Cool. I just want to make sure that I was on the same wavelength. All right.
Yep.
So what you see is the wall explodes outward as a guy just like cannonballs himself through. He looks surprised and excited. You can see it on his face. And in mid-flight, he like angles his body around, and that's where he comes down on one foot and uses that momentum. And it's a little awkward. It's almost like baby's first steps type thing. And there's so much momentum that he hits the ground and then just leaps up like Hulk leap. Have you ever seen, how Hulk doesn't fly? He just leaps real damn far, and Hulk leaps away, and then it goes out of the reach of your hologram. But you see, kind of goes over the science building, and out of sight.
Okay.
And you've got enough from the hologram. You could recognize this person. It's not someone that you know. Right. It's not even a familiar stranger. I mean, it's a campus, but it basically exploded out from dorm room, landed, jumped, and kept going.
So I'll kind of sigh and walk into the dorm and go up to the front desk and ask whose room that was.
Okay, cool. So as you're heading towards the front desk, you see that Malik is like climbed up on the roof, and there's a couple of the construction guys. Like one guy's got one of the little crane things, and slowly coming up. He's like, "Hey, man, we need to get you away from here." Everyone's paying attention to Malik and his monkey antics there. You just let him do his thing. He's still giving you cover.
I'll kind of look at him and shrug and drum my fingers on the counter.
Nice. Cool. So you talk to the RA and ask your question. He says, I'm sorry. Are you like with the administration, old guy?
Yes.
Oh. All right then. What did you want to know? You know, like open up this little
right. Whose room? Yeah. Is the hole in?
Oh yeah, that's Sidney Hawkins' room. Sid. Yeah.
Can you open up that infernal device? I'll point it to the computer that's probably somewhere in the desk, and pull up the staff directory and show me what this guy looks like. Well, the computer device.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, old guy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've got like, protection of privacy and stuff. So I think you need to give him a little bit of jaw. You need to influence him here.
Okay, that's cool.
We'll call it a good difficulty. Attention is not in effect. And so you just need to make a jaw. Ooh, you're not very good with jaw. This is awesome.
By design. I can't even. I can't succeed, can I? Without using.
You can spin spark.
No, it's not worth it. I just.
All right, really cool. So it's just like
yeah.
He says, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, man. Like, I need to see some ID or something. Like ID. I can call the administration. I'll call the admin office for you.
Yeah, do it. That's great.
What's your name?" He starts to like.
Yeah.
He pulls out like a little.
Yeah, Professor. What's the name of that? What's the head of the Impact Squad's name?
Oh, the All-American. His last name's Anderson.
Okay, so my Professor Anderson, Matt Anderson.
No, man, that's All-American, dude.
Do I not look like the All-American to you? Kids. Fine. Malik, get down here.
Awesome. So we'll cut away from the two of you guys. So, Carol, you just head on to Sterling and jump in and help out with the cleaners. They've got a whole racks of clothes that need to be processed and cleaned and all that good stuff. Anything you're doing in the interim, or is this just a few panels that we see of you working at the cleaners?
I think I'm gonna work at the cleaners. If it's just me and the owner, she's probably, Ms. Barzig is probably, taking orders at the counter and working the phone and etc. So I probably have enough privacy to, cheat this some more. And I'm probably using my vague downtime during work to do some cell phone-based research.
Cell phone-based research is the best.
Yeah, check Twitter.
Sweet. Cool. So yeah, you get to see lots of pictures of the place where it blew out and all that good stuff. And let's have you go ahead and make a head roll. If you're lucky, maybe you catch a break. Otherwise, you'll just see what everybody else sees. We'll call this a good difficulty.
Okay. This is definitely a very normal thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'll spend a spark on it.
Alrighty.
It seems about right. Let me get this. Only one. Oh, 2 hits.
2 hits. Okay. Difficulty was good, so you needed a total of 3. So yeah, the research that you get is you're not able to get a name of anyone. You just find out the kind of general information that you figured out by walking past the place. Everybody's posting about it online. It seems to be superficial. No one's got the straight dope quite yet. Yeah, we'll say that the students' dorm, like it's like they're not going to publish the name, but the student is currently missing, and campus security is actively looking for the person whose dorm room it is. But that's about the only information you're able to gather from cursory phone research. Cool. You guys good if we skip ahead a little bit of time here? Maybe everybody reconnoiters at the breakfast caboose, because I just want a scene there so bad it hurts. Yep. We start with the trains going by the breakfast caboose. You're going to say something, David. What was that?
Yeah, I wanted to, while I was in the room, if there was anything I spotted that might be of interest.
I forgot you went into the room. Holy crap.
I went through the hole. Yep.
Oh, sweet. I'm sorry. For some reason, I had it stuck in my head. You went up on top. So yeah, let's cut to that scene. So you go into the dorm room. It's smelly because it's a guy's dorm room. But let's give you a quick, we'll call it a typical difficulty. And I'm going to say that tension isn't in effect. It's not like you're going to take harm here, but you could get in a bit of trouble if you fail. Okay. So you're trying to find clues. So that sounds like a perception-related cognitive functions, and something normal people do, according to Veronica Mars. So you can be normal on that.
6, right?
Yep. 6 dice, difficulty of 2. You need evens. You're going to spend any spark, or you roll the 6?
I think I'm just going to roll a 6 for now. We'll see about spark after, maybe. Let's see. I think I can clear it, and then I think Chris and I had chosen the same color.
You should choose a different color.
I'm going to choose a different color.
Were you purple?
You're like teal, or
yeah. So I've got like 4 successes.
Awesome.
2 6s.
So, you look around for a little bit, and you find. I'm going to date myself because I don't think this thing actually exists. But do you remember the Banaka like
Yes.
mouth spray things.
Yep.
You find something that looks kind of like that. So it's like a little canister, aerosol type canister.
But more industrial, not like no logos or things like
exactly. No logos whatsoever. No cap on it. It was like it was kind of dropped and it rolled a little bit. But you die rolled well. So you found what it rolled over, and it's underneath a Star Wars comforter that had just fallen haphazardly off of the dorm bed.
Cool.
And, you find that, you sniff it, it smells a little weird, and yeah, you have a feeling there's something going on with that.
I'm gonna grab a piece of paper, either worksheet, piece of notebook paper, or whatever. Just grab, kind of wrap it and crumple it up in there and shove it in my pocket before I head out.
Yeah, and you start to head out. One of the construction guys has come up the stairs. He's like, "Hey man, you got to get out of here. This is some guy's room." And then you.
Yeah, sure thing. Sure, no problem.
So I'll call campus security. Don't think I won't.
Like, where is campus security? I mean, there's a big giant hole. Have you seen this giant hole in the wall?
I know. It's my job to clear it. You idiots like you. God, get out of here, man. I don't have to pay for this.
Cool. Yeah, so he'll head out.
Awesome. So now that's great. Thank you for drawing me back to that, David. So now we have the sound of Reading Railroad going by, and you guys are at the Caboose Diner. So, Carol, tell me, what's the color scheme in this particular like booth and area? Is there a particular color that runs through the breakfast caboose? Jen? Oh, okay.
Oh, you were asking me, Derp.
I used character names. Sorry about that.
That is okay. I was a little distracted. So a color that runs through the breakfast caboose. I mean, red. Come on.
Totally. Sweet. And then I'll go ahead and ask Anson, what is your normal, like, what do you normally get here? What do we see piled in front of you from the waitress?
Sure. Whatever the plate special would be. So probably, 2 pancakes, 2 eggs, 2 things of sausage, black coffee, and I get crabby if it's not like super dark.
Super dark, the coffee?
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right.
Nice. And is it just kind of standard diner fare? Is there anything special that they do with?
Nope. Just, yeah. But yeah, like, it's one of those things where it has to be like that meal. And I don't even order. I just grunt to the waitress and she knows. Or the waiter.
And then Malik, what's the wild off menu item that you've ordered for today?
So probably double patty hamburger with pepper jack cheese and a fried egg on top of it.
That's crazy. I love it. That's like Red Robin crazy. That's awesome. Sweet. So the three of you have all met up. You've got black coffee, crazy egg burger, and then the train finally goes by to where you can actually hold a conversation.
So,
go.
So as he's got one hand, taking a bite out of the burger, takes a wad of paper out, just crumpled up piece of paper and puts it in the middle of the table. There's something, just kind of.
Can we talk about the fact you have an egg on your hamburger, please?
And I'm stabbing into my salad to make a forkful, and I'm just like, what? It's Midwestern.
Yeah.
You've never seen somebody put a fried egg on a burger?
I have, but that doesn't mean it's right. Okay? It's not the way it's supposed to be.
When the yolk runs out, it's really good.
So, what was the guy's name? Sydney. What was his last name?
Hawkins.
Or the guy Hawkins.
Yep.
So can one of you guys use your fancy phones to figure out who Sydney Hawkins is, what he looks like?
Bet he's a student.
Well, yeah, it's his room that's got a big hole in it.
Yeah, he had that thing in it too.
What is that thing?
And so Malik
I'll like
wipes his hand on his shirt, kind of opens up the paper, showing the inhaler thing.
Huh. And I'll like pick it up and turn it over in my hand, and look for basically the prescription notes that are normally on an inhaler.
None. This is almost like somebody 3D printed some kind of canister, although it's made of metal, but yeah, it's off market. This is not somebody's prescription.
That is weird.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe someone made it in a chem lab here on campus or something like that.
Maybe I'll pass it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
To Ansem.
Can I make a gadgetry roll?
Well, you sure can.
All right. So I want to. Let's start with what type of is this a gadget? Is it a mundane, non-magical gadget? I want to see if I can investigate that.
Okay, you bet. Cool. So I'm going to set the difficulty for this at a good difficulty to get enough details to really know what it is and what it does.
So I'm thinking that's 3 for tools, 3 for be super, and 2 for gadgetry.
Yep. So you got a base of 8, and you're using magic. That's it. Jen is making it real.
So I got 3. It looks like 3 hits, 3 pows.
All right. Cool. So with 3 hits, you got exactly what you needed. We'll go ahead and clear your dice there. Thank you very much.
No problem.
So, yes, this is a scientifically created device that, when applied to someone's eyes, like when spray it into their eyes, it basically does a quick rewrite of your DNA. That is a short-term boost of someone's potential superhuman powers.
Question about the applicator. Does it look fully sealed, like it's a one-use thing, or is it like you can unscrew it and refill things from it?
It doesn't look like it's made for Johnny end user to refill it.
Okay.
So it was probably more. The reason why I'm asking is because if it's in a lab, this might be something that you could then clean out and refill with something else. But if it's made by like a manufacturing process and it's one use, everything's going to be sealed for one use. So it seems more like the latter.
Well, now I appreciate you detailing out the thought process behind that.
Okay.
It looks like it's something that could be cleaned out and reused. Probably not by Joe Average off the street. It's not made to be applique. You wash it out in the sink and reuse it type deal, if that makes sense.
Got it.
So they're not environmentally friendly. But does it seem like a pretty high quality construction?
It looks like a prototype.
Okay. But it doesn't look like a fly-by-night operation. Like a professional did this.
Somebody who knows what they're doing did this.
Okay. Yeah.
Or a grad student.
Or a grad student.
Where on campus would have the facilities make something like this?
Probably the chem lab.
Okay.
Science building.
Yeah. All right. Should we go to the chem lab?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not paying for the egg burger. All right. So I'll wolf down. Like, I'll make a sandwich out of my.
Wow, Malik, you got to pay for the egg burger.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me let me look up that guy because maybe he's a chem student.
Oh yeah.
So Malik's gonna like start typing, and as he types, he slides out of the booth and just kind of walks away, looking at the phone, and then exits the front of the diner.
And that's when the waitress, who has suffered your many mean glares at not making the food appropriately, says, who's going to pay for that? Come on, you kids are in and out of here all the time. Please don't stiff me. I'll have to pay for it.
We'll split it. It's fine. Well, it's not fine for him.
I'll throw the money down and follow after him.
Cool. So
there are now holes in every single pocket of Malik's clothing.
Oh no!
Like 2 strides out of the diner, there's like a thump, and that's your phone if you're not currently holding it.
I wasn't trying to stiff threads. No.
Yep.
You know, Threads. She would step up, and now you stiffed her by accident, indirectly. Cool.
But Malik does actually look up the student in the student directory to see if his major's listed or anything like that.
Oh yeah, he's a sophomore, and he is not a chem student. He is here for a lit degree. His hobbies include kayaking, as well as extreme sports.
Extreme what?
Sports.
I don't know what that is.
He misspelled it.
Sports.
Got it.
That's a joke that my son would get. He's never going to watch this. I don't know why I made it, but there you go. Extreme sports.
Nice.
He would cackle. Anyway, we'll stop with that.
Got it.
By we, I mean me. Yeah, so you find out he's a sophomore and not heavily involved in the science world.
All right.
Do any of you guys know how to hack a computer?
No.
I mean, you youngins are always on your phones. Like, can you just...
Dude.
And then
You're not that old. Right.
Okay. I mean,
yeah, really, it's kind of weird.
What? I don't know how much. I don't know how to use this.
That's fine. None of us can hack computers.
Right.
All right.
What's got you so excited about hacking a computer?
Does the guy have a roommate? And does the roommate work in a chem lab?
So I can answer that without you having to make a thing because you've been in his room. Malik, he didn't have a roommate. The other bunk was just like a bunch of storage and crap set up.
Yep. No, it looked like the guy was just living. He got lucky. I mean, dude, he got a double, but he's the only one living there. That's pretty sweet.
Rocking a double single.
Yeah.
The jerk.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine, because actually we need to go to the lit department and ask around. He might have a girlfriend or boyfriend. He might have a professorial contact. In fact, do we want to split the party and have some of us check out chem and see what we can see, or do we want to focus just on our...
I mean, you guys had problems with like short acting. I mean, did that come out to the whole group? That it was a short acting chemical?
Yeah, everything I found out, I would have told everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think, we should probably split up maybe because, I mean, for all we know, he's,
already coming down.
Jumping 300 feet in the air, and then it runs out before he lands, So he might be street pizza somewhere or about to be.
I'll go to the chem lab because I know chemistry.
Sure. All right, I'll do lit.
Cool.
Where's Malik going? Doctor. Dr. Fist.
Yeah. I think the leak's going to try and see if he can track this guy down directly. Like he came out of the hole, hit the ground, and if the journeyman
Hulk leaves
said
potholes
it
kind
like
of thing?
kept going, keep going in that line, see if he can kind of track down where he is or where he might have gone. So
can I create something that will give him a boost, like a ESP boost or something like that?
Sure. So if you want to, what we'll do is just kind of utilizing the mechanics. The color could be you create a gadget or cast some kind of spell that gives him a benefit, and if you'll spend a spark, you can then just hand that over to him as an extra die that he can use for trying to search things down.
Here, this might help you. This might help your eyes, and I'll just hand you a pair of glasses.
Dude.
Yeah, they're not fashionable glasses.
All right, fine. Like I'll use them if I need them, maybe.
All right.
But yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, gotta get cooler stuff, dude.
Maybe I could, but somebody's got to buy your dinner.
Well, I would, but shit, where'd my wallet go? Oh crap!
I actually have his wallet, but I'm not going to get it back to him for a while.
Oh, that's great. Cool. All right. So we are going to speed things up, or by we, I mean me. We'll speed things up a little bit because checking at time. Want to make sure that we're able to get some cool stuff. So we'll start off with Carol. You head to Lit, which is what our person, Sydney Hawkins, had as his major. You ask around and you find that Sydney's best friend is a guy by the name of Chai Meng. And Chai Meng is actually... What's wrong? In trouble hearing? Jen? Okay, might have a tech issue there. All right, 1 minute for Jen. We're going to jump over to you, Chris. It's maybe batteries went out on headset. That might be a possibility. So you head to the chem lab.
Yeah.
It's a big...
There we go. Sorry, it's...
No problem.
So I didn't hear anything once
That's
you
fine.
asked about the lit building, and then I accidentally pushed the answer call button on these, which makes Windows think that I want to talk to Cortana, but I never want to talk to Cortana. I don't want her to talk to me. I don't want her to listen to me. But of course, it's too core to Windows 10, so I can't be like, that bitch must never speak to me again, or my son.
Yep. I always find it funny that they name it Cortana, which is the AI from Halo, and all AIs in Halo go insane between 4 and 5 years after starting to run. So that's a weird name to kind of choose for their assistant.
Not really. Not really.
They're just trying to let us know. So anyways,
we'll circle back to you. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I like the Chiming data. So if I could get that somehow, like if we want to play through Ginseng, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe it's a thing where after asking around while you're at the chem lab, we'll play a little bit with Loosey Goosey with time. But just to restate, because Jen didn't actually hear it, the information you get from the Lit program asking about Sydney Hawkins is his best friend in the whole world is tech whiz in the science department by the name of Chai Ming. And so we'll say that you kind of hook back up with with the journeyman. Sorry, it's like spaced on names. With the journeyman, and you can, let's say that you're currently talking to, we'll say that it is Professor Johnson. who's the head of the chem department. And the two of you are talking to him, and you slide in the name of Chai Ming, and he says, "Oh, Chai Ming, ace student. Did you know? I don't know if I should release this, but he helps out with the impact squad sometimes. Fine student, very smart, good across all the sciences."
What's he working on? Like a specific project?
Oh, right now he is working on. You understand about the mapping, the genome mapping project? He's been working on that. There's some RNA samples that he's turned in. It's a lot of really interesting fields that he's working in. I'm getting ready to publish a few papers that Ming has been a huge part of. He's a valuable member of the department. It's just as a student. Well, why do you ask?
Well, I've been known to dabble in some, fabrication of stuff. So I was just kind of curious what he was working on. I heard good things about him through the rumor mill. But I was also wondering, do you have like a metal lathe or like an aluminum 3D printer or something?
We do. We just recently got one last semester. It's a little fidgety, but I haven't actually broken it down. But a number of the students have created some really interesting prototypes. There's some guys in the design program who really want to get their hands on it.
Oh, I bet. Can I take a look at it? I'm kind of curious to see what one looks like.
It kind of looks between the two of you, and
I'm actually very interested in borrowing even just a couple hours of printing time on that machine.
Yeah, right.
To create a bit of support structure for one of my final projects this year.
You're Carol Coates. Carol Coates, right. Yeah, Dr. Johnson. Yes, I've heard about you. Wow, this is great. You're one of our top students, and yeah, come on. I'll show you this stuff. So we cut away from you guys as he's leading you to the 3D printing lab, and let's see if you can find. Jumping now over to Dr. Fist. We'll see, Dr. Fist, if you're able to locate poor Sydney Hawkins.
I don't like my chances when you call him poor Sidney Hawkins.
What? No. Cool. So let's
So this
how do you imagine, like, yeah, so it's definitely going to be a thing if you're just trying to logic it out. Imagine you're just trying to follow the breadcrumbs, as it were.
Yeah, just trying to follow the breadcrumbs. I'll definitely use the spark with the glasses, even though he's he tries not to be seen in them, but he'll use that perception. I mean, I'm not seeing this as being a superhero thing per se.
I agree.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
Think like a superhero, so I guess that's 7 dice, I believe.
All right, cool. We'll say that.
How difficult would this be?
Yeah, great question. I think it's going to be I've been doing a whole lot of good difficulty. It feels like a nice good difficulty. So 3 successes, and you'll find Sydney Hawkins by following the breadcrumbs.
All right. So 7 dice, 2 1s, 3 5s, and 1 6. So only 1 success. How many spark can be spent on a roll?
So you can spend as much spark as you want on a roll.
Okay.
Can I spend more spark too?
Nope. Help is only ever 1.
Okay.
I think it's kind of important to find him, so I'm going to roll 3 more.
Okay. Cool. And we're going to roll forward with how I explained it, but I actually, the roll after is not how I normally play, but let's keep
Okay.
it going. Let's keep it going because that's what I said and that's what you anticipated.
I have some more 1s and some more 5s, and I think another 3. So still only 1 success.
Awesome. So you start hunting down all that you can find, and remember this is a failure. So, so we take a look at the map, just kind of like a little bit of faith. You find that it goes from workman's dorms over a couple of buildings. You actually see you end up sneaking into the football stadium. It's afternoon. There's a bunch of things going on. You find in like right at the 40-yard line, there's another impact. It's like a divot, a bunch of dirt that gets thrown up, and grass there. And as you continue moving on, you see the All-American is there, because where else would the All-American be? He comes up and he says, "What are you doing? I know you."
What do you mean?
"What are you doing?"
What do you mean?
"Listen, you need to get out of here. You're not authorized to be here. You're not an athlete."
Do I look like an athlete? Wait, maybe it's the glasses. And let me just take the glasses off.
Oh,
I'm in
now
track. I'm in track, man.
Really?
Yeah.
He looks you up and down. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you're not in track. You look slow. You look weak. But you want to?
I can
You
be
want to
you.
show me?
Sure.
You
Yeah.
want
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Oh, you want to race me? He looks around. The cheerleaders, the other football players are all laughing. He wants to race me. This is going to be good.
What?
I'm going to lap you, son.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. So you walk around. It's one of those where it's like
being
being
able to race the All-American, I mean, even if I come in second, it's still pretty cool.
The only reason you're second is that you're the only other person competing, idiot. People laugh. Like, that's actually funny or something.
I thought the All-American was supposed to be, well, not the rude All-American, not the ugly American. I thought they were supposed to be the nice, good, upstanding American.
He says, "Listen, just because you got here on some diversity scholarship doesn't mean you're actually important. Okay?"
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
All right then. Let's see how bad you're gonna lose, buddy.
Sure. Let's do it.
Cool. So, are you willing to unleash some of your powers here?
Yeah. I mean, I've got super hands, not super feet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's. I mean, this is still kind of, and it's gloves. So
yeah, defeating him in a foot race would be an incredible feat.
Okay, incredible is
5
successes. Oof.
Yeah.
I'd have to roll a heck of a lot better than I did last time.
Yeah, you're due after that.
I would actually have a better chance of being normal with a foot race.
That's true. You certainly would.
Is that
yeah,
something
absolutely.
that would be good?
You're not using your superpowers anyway, just like you said. It's
Yeah.
super strength. It wouldn't apply. So you just
So
got to bear down and run as hard as you can.
So
I'll throw a 3 spark into it though to bring me up to 9 dice.
All right.
Do you want me to burn I'll do a point of spark too if you want.
Cool. I want to see how is it that the journeyman assists him. Like, what magic do you throw his way?
So the glasses just kind of poof, and like he takes a breath in, not realizing what's going on, and he's infused with the magical energies that were in the glasses.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So great. That gives you an extra spark. You're spending 3, so that's a total of 4 spark. Add to the 6, you're rolling 10 dice. You got a decent shot here. Have you rolled yet?
I have not yet.
Okay, I'm going to clear the dice.
Okay.
Thank God.
You're rolling 10 dice. Good luck.
All right, here we go.
5 successes. 1,
He
2.
got it.
Wow. Holy cats. That is
Nice.
a lot of evens. So
Makes up
What
for my
is-
last roll.
I think he says it will make it a mile, something easy, so you don't have to lose for too long, he says. And then you guys take off when a cheerleader like drops I don't know, a pom-pom. And I think the first lap he's way out ahead, but you second lap, third lap start catching on him. It's like tortoise and the hare kind of deal.
Mhm.
What does it look like when you beat him? Like you've gotten a lot of evens. I mean,
So
you just barely
Malik
beat
is
him, or do you smoke him?
like it's a mile, so that's a long distance run. So he's a normal human, so he's going to pace himself. He's just going to keep at his normal pace. He's not setting his pace to the All-American. And as we get around the last few laps is when Malik, kicks into the sprint and just makes at the last part. I imagine the All-American is not not really thinking that Malik's going to be coming up from behind him, but just kind of blows past right at the end. He kind of calculates it that he can go that long, and then basically right after that he's going to be spent.
It's awesome. The All-American loses to you, and it's not good. Like it's not a good look for him at all. You have smoked him, and in front of like the cheer squad, and there's a member from the Impact Squad who's on the cheer squad. Her name's Blondie, and she sort of dropped her pom poms, and she says this. She says he's got to be on that stuff. And All-American's like, nope, he's just a good runner. Hey, let's shake on it, man. I was wrong about you.
Yeah, so Malik actually is, that's one of the, like in between heaving breaths, just kind of holds his hand out, just like shaking it, but just like super heaving. It's, definitely does not have any more, any more juice left in the tank. Does kind of have out what? I am not on anything. What are you talking about, man?
She's just Blondie. She's crazy, man. Here, he like shakes your hand. Goes, hey, listen, man, you want like some Gatorade? We got
I'll
like
be all
fruit
right.
punch and lemon lime, yo.
I'll be all right. I'll be fine. Yeah, I don't drink that stuff.
Ooh, put hair on your chest, bro. You could use it. Glasses like that, and he's going to try to escort you out of here.
Okay.
To get you away from his teammates. He's trying to seem like good sport, but he's also trying to get you away from everybody.
Okay.
Go along with it, or I mean,
yeah, I'll go along with it for now. Yep.
Awesome. So we cut back, lights come on, and you guys are able to see the 3D printer. It's industrial size, like they've got it behind plexi, computer set up. It's a big fab. And it's currently not in use. Professor Johnson's like, yep, there she is. You don't want to know how expensive it was. Please don't break it.
Oh, I mean, I don't even have a 3D model right now to even play with. I'm going to have to learn how to use... Gosh, what is it called? Is it called Stitcher?
Oh, yeah, he would know. But I don't know. Rich doesn't know, but he would say, the program is blah, blah.
Yeah, I've got it installed. I need to go through a few tutorials. This is all kind of unsupported work, so I'm going to have to rely on professorial time and collaborating with classmates.
Hey, I mean, it's a different kind of fab, but if you want to know the basics, Chai's the guy. I mean, I did a thing. Anyway, Ming is great. He's top notch. I mean, he could basically write the manual for you if you need to.
I mean, honestly, I'd love to hear Chai's opinions about what might be a successor fiber to polyparaphenylene terephthalamide.
Oh, and he kind of nods. He's like, yeah. Oh, that would be a really interesting conversation. I think you're trying to talk him into maybe giving you more information on Ming. So let's see a typical role here to con artist your way, talk him into this. You're being normal.
Seems like con, normal,
jaw.
That's 3.
That's 5 right there. You need 2 successes.
Yep.
Spinini Spark.
I'm feeling pretty confident with my 5 against the 2 difficulty. Ooh, but not good enough. I only got 1 hit.
He says, I can put you in contact with his advisor, and maybe you guys could work something out. And he pulls out his phone, and he'll grab the number for the staff advisor. Turns out the staff advisor, same person that Journeyman has to deal with, is constantly hounding him for more tips and tricks as the master of mysteries.
Uh-oh.
So while he's doing that, I'm going to walk over and just casually press the power button on the terminal and sit down at it.
Okay.
And what pops up? Can I access and see what Chiming was making?
Oh, sure. Let's say it's kind of dumb luck if it came right up. So I think you're going to need to do a little bit of hunting and pecking around with these crazy infernal devices that you love so much. So let's give me a head roll. And it's not like it's password protected or anything along those lines. Okay. It's just there are a bunch of people who have their files and fabs that are built in here. So it's something normal. You're using your head. And I'm going to say the difficulty is a good difficulty. You, at base, have 4 dice, unless you're using magic or burning some spark.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use magic.
Nice. You remember, if you fail, that we've discussed what happens to technology.
Okay. Yes.
I'm just saying that the 3D printer is on the line. It may be hurt bad. Well, that will flip you to being super.
Okay.
Are you just trying to use control here?
Yeah, that'll work. So super head control and maybe a spark just to be safe.
Super head control and spark sounds good to me. So that is 3 plus 3 plus 2, 8. Plus a spark gives you 9 dice. You need 3 successes. And tension is in effect.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, but
it's -2.
No, it doesn't. It does not detract from your successes. It only drains your spark. So,
I see. Okay.
Yeah, it drains you. So what does it look like? Why have you lost 2 spark, do you think?
So I kind of envision the whole thing kind of going down like Scotty in Star Trek 4. Also I'm just like 2 fingers, and then pulling up all the models and probably engaging the machine to actually print one out. But it took I had to. I kind of went pierce the veil a little bit to kind of figure out where Chai's files were, because they're probably not under his root directory. So I think I had to use a little extra magical perception to figure out what he was about, and something pushed back on me.
Nice. Cool. So you were able to find that he has the fabs for exactly the design. as Jim said in chat, the folder labeled crimes, and the other was labeled assignments and research crimes. No, you find the fab. It's among a bunch of others. It's something you only by using magic can you sift through this as quickly as you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, you find the fabrication and schematics for the actual brain. Anyway, the dispenser, the eye spray, as it were.
Gotcha.
You also find some notes for the juice, as it's referred to, and it looks like he's working in partnership with a girl who turns out, because she's a rival, is the cheerleader Blondie, who is actually a very good with medicine.
Got it. Do they notice? Because I'm guessing there's probably some magical after effects or something that happened when I was doing all that. Does anybody notice?
I see a lot of successes. So unless you think that the professor is not appropriately distracted.
No, I thought he was on his phone. Jen, do you see anything then? Okay, cool.
I don't think so.
All right, good. Then I'll just be like, what did I push? That's weird.
I think that Professor will come back and say, oh my, this looks weird. Is everything all right? I need to. I'm sorry. Can you two excuse me? I need to check this out. This
of course.
Seems a little glitchy here.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, really strange.
Well, just started doing time. I'll follow up.
Thanks, Carol. Look forward to and just work with the staff advisor with Ming. You guys can talk about Kevlar. Cool. So you guys have made your way out. Well, maybe a very sweaty Malik meets up with you again.
Yep.
Probably.
Sorry, man. I don't know what happened to the glasses. They're just I must have lost them somewhere. Sorry.
With your wallet. Yeah.
I'll produce the wallet and be like, this?
You found it. Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, is there any money in there? Yeah.
Oh, I haven't touched a damn thing. And I'll just say, stop stiffing us at the diner.
All right. I'll see what I can do. I guess I could cash my paycheck.
Yeah, that would help.
There's probably like 3 of them in the wallet, just uncashed.
Why cash it when everybody else will pay for you, right?
So found out some interesting stuff. The most important is I'm faster than the All-American in the mile. That is definitely the most important. But in pertains to like here now, their impact squad is definitely investigating. I lost the guy's trail. He landed on the 40-yard line in the stadium, but the impact squad was there and couldn't keep going.
Was Blondie there?
Yeah, Blondie was there, and All American was there, and some other people, but they were looking into the stuff.
Let's maybe head back to the stadium then, and I'll fill Dr. Fist in on the happenings.
Yeah. And also, I'm just going to suggest while we're heading back, do we want to...
like refresh?
Suit up? Refresh ourselves? Not go as students?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. That's good.
So Rich, when the All-American was like, I know you, did he recognize me as my alter ego, my super alter ego, or was he just
I think
recognizing me as a student, or
I think how likely do you think it is for him to know your alter ego? If you want him to recognize you as a student, I'm totally cool with that.
Malik's trying to, he definitely, as the couch surfing person, definitely tries to keep the super ID on the down low. So it's not impossible that
So he
All American would
recognized.
have known.
You recognize. I'm totally cool with him recognizing you from a class maybe, but not knowing
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so you guys suit up. We get to see the 3 heroes walk in. The Impact Squad. You've got 2 members there, Blondie and the All American. You know that there is also a person by the name of Manx, who's a member of the Impact Squad. It's the only masked member of the squad. And then, that's they've 3 of them, 3 of you guys.
Did we get to refresh, get our spark back?
That is a great question. I think when you guys were at the diner was probably the closest thing to a refresh scene. So
Okay.
let's have you guys each. We'll refresh you 3 for that.
Okay.
I think I don't think I had any spent by the diner.
Oh, that's fine. It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not a max. It's on a max. Yeah. So you can actually. It's called a refresh, but you can actually go above what you started. It's just when you roll, that's your current.
Gotcha. Okay.
Good question, though.
Okay. Cool.
Sweet. So yeah, you guys come rolling in. We'll say that enough time has passed where practice is kind of finishing up. The cheer squads chatting a little bit, and one girl's vaping, and a few of them are texting on their phones to head up. We got to make them evil.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So vaping is evil now. So there you go.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank God, guns. We can't do anything on that. Vaping, we can make that illegal.
Make that illegal right away.
Anytime.
No gun.
Yep.
No problems.
Yep.
If 4 people die, that's too much. Sorry, I'll stop. Sorry, that cracks me up because of the world and the United States. So you guys come in, say that maybe it's starting to get a little bit on the dark side. Sun's starting to set a little bit, and All American and Blondie are chatting. And you guys come in your duds, which is really easy for Threads. Probably a little bit of work for the other 2.
Yep. Mr. Fist's duds are a pretty nice hoodie zipped up with a emblem of just a big just I guess this way fist here that if you unzipped it would be in half. It's got the hood up, but a half cowl underneath the hood.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then some sweatpants and a big leather belt. Kind of like a Rocky vibe sort of thing.
Yeah, I'd buy that. I get it.
So
it's easy to replace a lot of those pieces, I would imagine.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
Probably got like 6 of the hoodies. Although you don't have a closet because you couch surf, but I guess maybe in a bag. Backpack. Yeah, awesome. What does the journeyman look like when he suits up?
Just a black set of like utility fatigues, like a military surplus, kind of just nondescript black uniform. On each shoulder, I have like tools, like a wrench and a hammer.
Okay, nice. And then when Threads suits up, what I know it can be whatever she wants, but like, what does she normally go for?
It sort of looks like this fun, jaunty cross between like a full body leotard and a 3-piece suit.
That's so cool.
Finished up with this really intricate fabric face mask.
Oh, and I do have like I don't know, like an eye mask.
A domino.
Yeah, like the domino exactly. Style. Awesome.
Yeah.
All American sees 3 of you come in. So, of course, Blondie. Why don't you call Manx? Looks like we're gonna have to have a conversation. What do you 3 want?
You want to know what happened to Sid? I mean, have you found him yet?
Blondie says, "Yeah, he's going to be okay."
Good. I mean, I was given this, and the inhaler thing, I kind of flick it over to Blondie. I figured it'd run out mid-leap.
She catches it. Alameka says, "Hey, we don't know what you're talking about." And Blind's like, "Yeah, we do. It was stupid." He's like, "Well, listen, what's it going to take for you guys to forget this happened?"
Seeing Sydney well and in front of us and not in Kessingland General Hospital.
Blondie says, "I found him. He had a few broken bones. Those take a little longer to heal, but he'll be okay in a few days."
Can we talk to him?
Yeah. He's at my sorority house, in my room.
Why didn't you take him to the
really easy to keep him quiet. But why do you think? I guess you guys know what. She kind of holds her hand up to all Americans. This Ming and I were working on a way to boost our powers, and Sid got into it.
Sid got into it? I mean,
Sid
that was at his room.
He stole one of the application devices.
Why the heck would you want to boost your powers? I mean, already got them.
Do you think being college supers is going to get me anything?
Depends on how well you work.
Well, it depends on how long I'm in college. I'm going to graduate soon.
Yeah, you got your whole life ahead of you.
Well,
you'll have to
world of
reinvent
possibilities.
yourself.
Yeah. And there are plenty of super teams out there that can use someone with powers. I think you're overthinking this. Like you're worrying about the wrong things. Like mimicking, wreaking havoc on the human genome seems like it's a little worse than unemployment.
What was Blondie's powers? Like her known powers?
Oh yeah, her known powers. She has the ability. Basically, I'm trying to describe how does Elixir's powers work in X-Men. She has the ability to she can speed up people's normal human processes, so she can help cure people of poison or disease or
heal broken bones
and cuts and the like. Yeah, and she's kind of a support person.
Gotcha.
Also athletic, trained, but all on a mundane, high athletic level. But her only powers are support, she can heal people.
Right. So, Blondie, I mean, what you and Meng made is amazing. Even though it only lasts a short amount of time, it is pretty amazing.
But in the wrong hands, could be awful.
But you already also have powers. What about those who don't?
Well, I mean, if we perfected it, people could get powers for a little bit of time.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
It's been a lifelong project for me to learn how to apply my powers. It's not something that you can just put in a bottle and hand to somebody.
Right. It's irresponsible.
Especially when they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you can see Blondie feels super guilty about this. It is obviously a thing that's kind of went out of her initial concepts and ideas. All American steps up and he's like, you guys can stop lecturing my teammate, or there's going to be problems.
I'm not trying to lecture her. I'm just saying, she's worried about what happens after college. Look at what she just created with Meng's help. I mean, you are smart enough without your powers to survive after college. Trust me on this one.
Yeah, and maybe don't get mad at us. Get mad at your teammate who's playing God. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Listen, old man.
This again.
My teammate, and I'm in for my teammates, good or bad, right? So Blondie
Made a mistake. You need to acknowledge that, and then we'll talk.
All right, so I think you are trying to convince All-American to admit that he's made a mistake. And I'm going to say that he is really stubborn. And so
that's not going to happen.
No, we'll put it to dice.
Okay.
And anyone who wants to kick Spark, because you've all been kind of talking at him with very logical reasons why he should just own up to this. I'm going to say it's a good difficulty. It should be lower, but he is just that stubborn.
I'd like to kick Spark in either because I'm trying to talk Blondie into realizing that she's better than what she did and kind of admitting or realizing that she doesn't have to, that she really doesn't have to create things like this to be successful after college. But if that wouldn't work, I would also, casually mention that, hey, All-American, I understand, it's okay to admit mistakes. This wouldn't be your first one today.
How did you find out about that?
Dude, it's all over campus. I mean,
what?
A normal human kid beat you in a foot race. I mean, how can that not get out?
All right, who's leading the jawing? It feels like Journeyman was the one who was really reaching out here, trying to get All-American to admit his wrongdoing. However, also, it felt like Malik or Dr. Fist was trying to talk Blondie into having confidence to not do crazy back alley experiments with superpowers. So who wants to lead the role?
I'll kick in the spark to somebody.
Yeah, I'll kick in the spark for Chris to do that. So
all right.
So this feels like I'm being. Are you sure you don't want to do it because this is a be normal? But all right, I'll do it. So I'm rolling 2 dice plus 2 spark plus 3 of my own spark. I'll take all my refresh. How's that?
All right. So it's a good difficulty. You need 3 successes. Sounds like you're rolling 5?
7, I think, right?
I think you're kind of being the glue, right?
Okay.
So you're going
trying
for
to get
responsibility.
People to come together.
Yeah. And actually, hold on. I don't know if you're necessarily using your jaw at this point. You're showing a little bit of compassion. Yeah, I think you're using heart. So let's recalc. Glue, be normal, heart, and then how much spark were you spending? 3?
3.
Okay, and then 1 from, and then so you got 9. You got a good shot here.
Let's do this. Let's roll like David.
Let's hope.
4.
4 successes is more than enough. 1 extra, and so that is fantastic. If what happens is All-American's like, well, I didn't do it, but I mean,
I don't know.
No, you're right. I could have said something.
Right. That's what being a good team leader is all about.
Well, see, he knows I'm the team leader. Blind's like, can you just do? Okay. I totally recognize that it was a terrible idea to let. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's it's a really cool idea, but I've got to figure out a better way to do it.
All right, well, I'll see you in Econ.
Hurt.
That's cool. I'll see you in Econ on Friday. We'll just don't let it happen again.
Okay. And All Americans like, wait, so you guys are going to turn us in?
What are we going to do, guys?
Are you going to scrap this project and maybe tell Chai that you're done with it?
Where's Chai, by the way? Where is he?
Oh, he's hanging out with Manx. It's totally, he's crushing on Manx, and it's fine.
I mean, with Manx's abs, I can totally see it.
Right?
What's Manx? What does he do?
Oh, Manx is like Catman kind of powers with hot
I'm a
abs.
sexy cat.
Yeah, he's like sexy Catman.
Gotcha.
And Chai Meng thinks that's pretty awesome. So yeah, Blondie says, okay. I mean, I don't know if I'll scrap it, but I'll definitely make sure there won't be any more prototypes. It'll all be theoretical, and I'll make sure that we follow. I mean, if you guys want to look over my shoulder, whatever, but like, this could be amazing, right? Or do you really think I should just let it go?
Can I like magic spark and like destroy the computer network or something like that so that there's no like research?
That could be part of your epilogue if you want.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, cool.
I mean,
You should really just let this go. I mean, you, a well-meaning, civic responsibility-minded person, brought this project together, and this incident still happened and really hurt someone. Now imagine your project in the hands of somebody who doesn't care.
And she looks over it, and All American says, like the military?
Like the military. Like,
oh, God.
Like the mafia. Like
foreign powers.
Like AIM.
And All American says, yeah, the Russians. And Blondie's like, okay. God, this was my best work yet. But yeah, okay.
I'm sure it will have taught you something that you can use on something else. Something less destructive.
I mean, understanding superpowers helps me to understand how we could probably offer medical support. Oh, God. That's like all I do.
I mean,
I'm basically a walking medic. It is so terrible. I have the worst powers.
Are you
You
kidding
have the
me?
best powers. Are you kidding? Think about it. Think about you running a superhuman ward in a hospital. Think about how many
regular ward in a hospital.
Yeah,
children
even
with cancer, children burn victims. There's plenty you can do with what you've got. Embrace that and stop trying to be different than who you really are.
College is a place to find yourself. Think about it. Take a psych class, take a philosophy class. Find yourself. Do more than just science and your support ability. I mean, and find out if this is what you want to do. I mean, heck, there's people here who've been like 5-6 years. They still haven't found what they want to do.
That's not normal.
It's totally normal.
It's fine.
I mean, It's a little longer than normal, but they'll find themselves eventually.
The Blondie nods along. You guys have definitely pushed her out of this thought process. I kind of imagine that there's a couple panels later as she leaves, and there's like a trash can. We see, you guys remember the like Spider-Man No More panel? I think that's a cover actually, where Spider-Man's costume's a trash can. We see her pom pom like hanging out a part of a trash can. Blondie no more. So yeah, you guys have convinced your rivals, the squad, to no longer participate in this back alley superpowers drug that one of their members has stumbled into. And I think based off of time, I'd like to just see a few epilogues from you guys, kind of see how you would put a bow on the current chapter or this particular episode of your amazing adventures that will continue in comic books that I can't buy but will exist in our head.
Right.
So, David, what do you think? What's the epilogue that we see for Dr. Fist? Maybe it's like we do the letters to the editor, and then there are a few pages on the very back that we get to see either continuing adventures or, you know, a few years in the future, or wherever you see an epilogue happening for Dr. Fist.
Yeah, so I guess a year or so later, we find out Malik has taken a little bit of his own advice to Blondie and is getting his diploma, or has gotten his diploma, but is actually now in a master's, or finishing up his master's program a couple of years later. Still in college, of course. But you know, he knows what he wants to do, and you know, he's kind of a he ended up graduating double major, chemistry and physics, and well, he had plenty of credits, and he's kind of in his normal, you know, his normal persona, got to know Chai Meng and the out of character Blondie, and they've kind of formed their own little chemistry, normal super group.
Chemistry squad.
Yeah,
That's awesome. The Chemistry Squad.
Yeah.
And then eventually he's known as Dr. Fist.
Yeah. Well, he's got to earn the doctor. Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. So what about for Threads? What do we see as an epilogue for her?
So I think for epilogue, we see this sort of high scaffold, backstage, just all kinds of racks of clothes, and, you know, this just extremely long table with a row of stools, you know, laid out in front of a mirror, and just a huge bustle of people as makeup gets applied to models and outfits get selected and put on in a rush, and Carol is there doing final assembly on a pret-a-porter piece to get walked through in a fashion show. And you can definitely see from a couple of panels where she does the normal thing that you're supposed to do, sew somebody into it, and then the superpowered adjustment of the fabric doing something it would not normally do by itself.
I really imagine that all the models love her because their stuff,
it looks perfect.
It actually fits. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. You know, they're not constricted. That's amazing.
She never accidentally stabs you with a needle somehow, and the shoes fit. That's the big part.
The shoes fit.
Models' feet get so fucked up during Fashion Week because the shoes are just whatever size they are, and you can't really adjust them, and you don't have time to find a good fit.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, the Journeyman. What do we see for an epilogue for the Journeyman?
So the Journeyman has changed his major for the 4th time after being in school for 5 years. All the while complaining that he's different somehow than Malik, of course. He's looking through some files, and if the camera pans in real close, it looks like he's monitoring research into this DNA spray, which clearly did not end. Somebody else picked up the research and is doing something with it. So he's sitting in the diner, drinking his coffee, and somebody walks. You see somebody like sprayed in their eyes and walk into the diner. He looks up and his hand like does like this, and there's like a fireball in it, and then it goes to black.
Nice. I love it. It's a cool little teaser for future journeyman action.
I think
Cool.
that's Professor Johnson who got into the files. Ooh, looks like something weird is going on here. Let me take a look here.
That's funny. Cool. So that will bring our session to a close. And just because I like to show off the stuff, there are a few questions that happen at the end of every session for experience points. And the questions are, did you clash with someone who threatened your neighborhood? Yes.
Yeah.
And then that would be, for every yes is an XP. Did you protect the citizens of your neighborhood at least once? I think so. But talking these people into ramping down their threat. Did you defeat a villain or have a conflict with your rival team? Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. So did any of you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations?
I
sure did.
totally missed work.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
went to my job either. Yeah.
I know. It's basically just threads on that one. And then
Yep.
the last one, did you support
Yep.
another teammate when they needed you?
Yeah.
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 I think you guys all support each other. Cool. So then for Dr. Fist and Journeyman, that would be 4 XP, and Threads, because she actually struggled with the job, is 5 XP. And the XP is just X amount times current level of what you have. And that's
Nice.
the way the advancement happens. That is it. That's our demo of Hit the Streets, Defend the Block.
Thanks, Rich.
I really enjoyed being able to have a chance to run it for you guys. If you've got a minute or two, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the game. Any thoughts you have from
I
the intro?
need to go, but can we sync
Okay.
up later?
Absolutely.
It's good meeting you, Jen. Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody. But
It's fun playing with you.
Yeah, you
Cool.
too.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just
See ya.
wait here. I'll chat with you guys later then.
Cool.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
guys. Have a
Cool.
great night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Cool.